On what?
Yeah, online game. Hold on. Hold on. We had internet issues the last few days, so
Oh, okay. I mean, if you don't see it, I can restart it. It's not a problem.
I don't think it's you. If anything,
Mm,
I think it's me.
hard to know. I can restart it though. It doesn't take much effort to do.
I know. I'm gonna try one more time to find it, and then if not, then I'll ask you to restart. How's that?
Yeah, I'm just going to save it real quick. I don't think I changed anything, but I like to do that just to be safe.
That's fair.
Yes, it is. Yeah, darn tootin' it is. Let me just check and make sure my Steam is online. Oh, yeah, that's good. Because that could be an issue if my Steam isn't online.
Yeah, I don't see it. Did you
Alrighty.
exit it?
No, I'm going to now. Going to give it a quick exit. Let it refresh on Steam. Then I will start it up again. And let it load all of these silly screens it likes to show us.
I know, right?
Sponsorship, sponsorship, sponsorship.
What's the
All
value
right,
of
now it's back
wins?
on. Game status says this is all good.
Yep, I see it now.
Okay, yeah, sometimes it's just a simple restart. Hey, man, hey.
So whatever we do tonight, we are finishing this season.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I've already told some people about your monumental challenge to try to stay in it this season. However, I looked at the games that the other teams at the bottom have to play, and I think you're going to be all right.
I think so too. So let's see. Leicester has 4 games left. 12 points puts them on 44.
But,
So we kind of really need to
but
win
look,
this game
but look
against
who look
Fulham.
who they play though, Leicester.
Oh yeah, I think it's all top teams. Chelsea, United, City, and Middlesbrough.
Yeah, so if they beat Middlesbrough, fine, but that's only 3 points. If you beat Wolves, I think you're or not Wolves. I'm playing Wolves. If you beat this next game you're about to play,
Fulham.
Fulham. If you beat Fulham, I think you're absolutely 100% safe. I think you're safe regardless. I do. I think 8 points is enough with 4 games left. I don't see anybody closing an 8 point gap on you,
But
but better to get the points because then if you have your 11, it's guaranteed. If you win this next game, you stay up regardless.
no,
Yes.
I need 4 points.
You don't. You have an 8 point lead. If you win, I guess if they win too, I see what you're saying. It could
Yeah.
still be an 8 point
So
lead. Leicester's not going to win. If you have an 11 point lead and they lose, then you're safe because
yes,
they'll only
yes.
have three
So as
games
long as
left.
so what you're saying is if I win and they lose,
Yeah,
um,
if you win and Leicester loses, you're safe.
yes.
Yeah,
So I think this will be the first time I'll actually have the games up on the screen.
yeah. Because Southampton can't catch you. They're 13 points behind with 4 games, so they're out of the question.
Yeah, and that also means that I need to
With
look
Leicester's
at.
schedule, though, I'm sure they're going to go down. But I mean, it's still a fight out between them, Aston Villa, Middlesbrough, and to a lesser extent, West Ham.
Yeah. I think once we figure out who- if we're going to be in the league or not next year, we'll get our transfer budget.
Hmm.
I
That's right.
assume.
Yep, that's right. You get your transfer budget and wages as soon as we know whether or not you're going to be hanging around this town on a corner. Uh, that's a very obscure Counting Crows song. Most people probably wouldn't know. Available for next match. There we go. I got my cat a cat bed for my desk because he's going to lay here and he's going to sleep on my hand no matter what I do. So he might as well be comfortable. And I got him a bed and now he's laying on it and he seems pretty stoked about it right now.
It's a good idea, actually.
I'm going to show it.
Oh, okay.
He's laying on his cat bed.
Oh, oh.
uh,
Ooh, I'm not allowed to like Sutton United.
you started a
Kind of
Sutton
jealous of that.
United save. That's cool. That's cool. How are we? We're doing good, thanks. So far, anyhow. We're an hour late this evening, but that was a choice that we both actually had. It's a good thing you wanted to be an hour late because I also wouldn't have been on time. Because I had to go get my hair cut today, and then I had to come all the way home and make dinner, and yeah, so it was that extra hour was perfect.
Help you out. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, that extra hour was ideal, honestly. You're currently
I
bottom
like
of the
it.
league too. Oh no. Oh, they're currently in real life. Okay, got them sitting third after 21. Okay, I thought you were going to say you have them in the bottom. No, don't do that. Okay, yeah, in real life they're not doing too great. This is absolutely true.
Yeah, because my third favorite team is Bromley, so
Oh,
rivals.
rivals. Gotcha. Yep, rivalries between small towns where they talk badly about the person from that next town over because they were born in a town that they didn't choose to be born in. Yeah.
Well, Bromley, and
Bunch of pig fuckers over
are
there.
is
Something to
Sutton
that
part of
effect.
London? Let's see.
Who knows? Who knows? I just know that British are always ragging on each other until it's international time, and then they kind of band together a little bit, kind of, sort of.
Oh, Sutton's right by Peterborough. Okay.
Sutton is by Peterborough. Okay, that sounds right. Yeah.
Right.
Now that you say that, I can picture it in my head. I've looked at those maps so many times.
Hey, as an American, I think it's impressive that I know where the big cities are.
Hmm. Well, they teach that in Canada, so we have a pretty good grasp on that. Yeah,
No,
we
we don't.
learn about
We don't.
countries other than our own. Shocking.
Yeah, we don't.
No, I know. I know. They don't even teach you that you lost any wars. They just like, you guys have won every war. It's like, you haven't, but that's cool. You go ahead and keep believing that. Yeah, I saw some of the American history lessons, teachings, guidelines they use, and yeah, they don't ever mention that they lost any wars, battles, even not wars necessarily so much as, but you know what I'm saying. You've never lost anything according to your history books.
Yeah, because we're that good.
I mean, you didn't win Vietnam.
We
That's the
didn't
most
lose it
popular
either.
one. You absolutely didn't
So,
win. Didn't lose it
so we
either.
didn't lose it.
I
In football
that's
terms,
that's
if you're no,
we in Canada
listen,
learned that you
listen,
guys lost Vietnam.
listen. In football terms, if you
Yeah,
tie, you're still undefeated, and
tie.
America's undefeated
Oh well, you
anyways.
lost a hell of a lot more people than they did. That's pretty much the only measuring stick you need. Plus, you didn't end up taking anything you tried to take. It's a loss. But you know what you never learn, and I guarantee you never learned this one, was Canada when it was very small, just a fledgling country. It didn't even take up the entire landmass that we have now, but there was a place, it was called Upper Canada and Lower Canada. It's true, it was divided into two sections, and it only encompassed some of Ontario and Quebec of what that exists now. But Lower Canada actually marched on the White House and burned it to the ground. Yeah, we invaded the States and won. Your original White House? Canada burned that shit down. That's the thing. You can look that up. That's absolutely
Oh yeah,
verifiable.
we learned about that.
But they don't teach that in your history class. If somebody taught it to you, it was because your history teacher decided to teach it, not because it was in the curriculum.
Well, it's not. It's definitely in the books. It's probably like two paragraphs, but it's in the books.
No, wait. Well, there you go. There's a battle you lost. You lost to Canada once. My God, disgraceful. Kidding. It's such early days. Nobody was even formulated anything yet. The structures were really not there. But still, I find it funny we went and burned down your White House. It's like, ha, I find it even funnier that anything associated with Canada had anything to do with attacking anything. It's like, sorry, eh? didn't mean to burn down your big house.
Hmm.
uh, sorry for the inconvenience.
So going back to the game,
Okay, good idea.
our prospect. So you know the crossing
Hmm.
bug,
The
right?
crossing bug for winbacks, absolutely, I do. My guy's this guy's got 11. He's practically freaking out. This guy's got a 12.
Same here.
But yeah, a couple of mine are okay. 11 and 12 isn't bad, but they're not getting up to 15 and 16 like they probably should, or even 17. Let's see what Ankerson has. Crossing 12.
Uh,
My guys are doing all right now that they're developing a little.
hmm. My my prospect from the academy, what's his name, Steve Grady, has came into the academy with 11 crossing.
Whoa! In out of the academy. That's yeah, that's pretty rare. Is it
Those are 15
crazy
crossing.
Emma Hayes got appointed rec set manager in your save? I don't know. Sounds like it would be, yeah. I, I'm not sure. Is it? Could be
No,
marketing. It's hard to know. What?
how
Why are
are
they?
they doing? As long as Wrexham is doing bad, that's all I care about.
He wants Wrexham to be doing bad. Is Wrexham doing bad? Tell us if they're doing bad.
I hope so.
Did you say why you have a blanket? Uh, do I have a reason for having a blanket? I don't know. I'm wearing a blanket because it's comfortable. Wrexham are 21st in your save. There you go. They're doing bad.
Oh yeah,
Hallelujah, he
I'm just
says.
I'm to celebrate.
Because it's minus Canadian here. Right, it's minus 33 with the wind chill outside. Celsius, by the way. I mean, obviously. Yes. But yeah, minus 33 with the wind chill today. It's going to be minus 40 with the wind chill on Friday. It's minus Canadian here. You need a cup of cocoa steaming in front of you to complete the picture. I don't drink hot beverages. Otherwise, yes, that probably would definitely do it. Well, yeah, but the wind chill actually matters. When somebody looks at the temperature, like, oh, it's minus 28. It's like, okay, that's cold enough. But wind chill is actually what you feel. You feel the wind as long as there is some wind, and in this case, there is. So it's actually technically it's minus 33. So yeah, it's 33 plus 33 in Australia right now. Of course, opposite seasons. Although plus 33 is wicked hot for me, so I'd be like, nope, I'll take cold over hot any day because warming up is so much easier than cooling down. Do I have a drink? I don't have a drink. Yes, I have a drink. I have one right here next to me because you just handed it to me. Thank you. 65% humidity. Boo, you can keep that. I don't want it. Uh, yeah, it's minus Canadian today outside. And that is, yeah, I guess it's technically why I have a blanket, but it's not actually cold inside my house. It's just for comfort. Queensland. I have no idea. I've never asked Drop Bear where in Australia. When I hear Australia, I just think it's one big city. I'm kidding. Of course, I know it's not. Could you imagine? Uh, Victoria. Okay. Well, there you go. That's a pretty big place over there. We have a Victoria. It's in British Columbia. It's quite nice. They're sending the humidity to me for some reason. Hmm.
It's six foreign under 21s per year, or
Yeah,
just six under
six
21s
foreign. You can have under 21s that are local, as many as you like.
in terms of buying them.
You're gonna go for you could go for Leicester striker, well known Craig Laycock. He would be an amazing buy. Of course, I don't. You have that kind of money. If you're There's a couple of strikers that are going to get relegated or in the relegation race. I was looking at earlier. I'm like, oh my
Who's
god,
at Aston Villa? I was looking at.
is it Aston Villa? Alvarez? No, no, no. Who is there? Alvarez is their starter. He's
Hannibal.
32 years old. Who are you looking at?
He's a set up midfielder. Hannibal.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not who I was looking for. Oh, I'll be right back in a minute. Oh, I can't even start an ad. Oh well, back in a minute.
Decent tactic for the Polish league. so comfortable in that.
I'm back. Rejoice. Yeah, no, I was trying to look at. There was two strikers I looked at earlier. One of them is definitely Leicester's striker. Is the other one on Leeds potentially? No, well, they got Ben Voicy on Leeds. Geez, there's a lot of really good strikers going to be relegated here pretty soon. That's crazy. That's just crazy to think about. No, I don't recall. I was looking at stuff earlier and I thought I saw some guys who were pretty decent. But yeah, if Leicester gets relegated, they have a bunch of good players. I'm so shocked they're in the relegation zone, if I'm honest. Okay, I play Wolves. You play your all important must win match. Okay, Jacob, you must win it. Must.
Oh, I will.
Mustard. Mustard gas. There you go. Use that. That'll stop them. That's a little bit extreme. Um,
Um,
Kick him in the
I know.
shins. That'll slow him down a
Either way,
bunch. I hope so. I'm really actually hoping you have.
there's no way we can use the mustard gas.
No, I.
It's not advanced. It's not advanced.
No, it's definitely not the way. Not your mo. Kicking him in the shins might work though. So this is my best striker. Your best striker is. That's not as bad as I was expecting. That's actually okay. Yeah. All right. So I do believe if I win this match, we clinch the title. The division is ours if we beat Wolves, which is absolutely zany. My goal was to maybe finish in a European place, and then top four started looking likely. And now it's just, yeah, let's just win the Premier League.
Say since the beginning of last season.
Yeah, well.
I expected you to win the league.
I don't know why you expected it. I didn't. I was hoping for a good solid showing. I was never thinking of relegation, that's for sure. Your best player is also pretty damn good. Okay, I was expecting there to be a lot worse players on your team than this. That guy's not bad at all. Oh. You have some good players. It ain't. We're starting well here, but I'd like to start a little better. One shot on target out of 7 attempts is not okay.
Nothing first.
Excellent. We are going the other direction. We are down 1-0 all of a sudden on their very first shot attempt, because of course it is. What the fuck? Okay, what? I gotta look up more stuff. Oh,
Leicester's not playing right now.
get over here. Why are you yelling at me? There's nowhere near time to feed you. Go away. Like 2 hours early. No, you can't sit there. I got you this. Yeah, there you go. That's way comfier. All right, tied it up at 1. Still, though, no clean sheet again, and that is really the part that bothers me the most. And now we're losing 2-1. Wow, Jared Bowen, what an asshole. What is going on with my team? Did we just, forget how to be a good team suddenly? I don't think I pressured them too much over the title race talk. We could still bottle it. I mean, it'd be in a pretty monumental collapse, but... Jeez, man. Not cool. Not cool, guys. Not at all. You gonna help me?
Leaves this summer because he's rumored to go to Saudi Arabia.
Oh yeah, lots of people are rumored to be going there. Salah's supposed to be leaving, and of course, I always dismiss media speculation. I'm just like, yeah, there's that's not founded in reality, because people like to just talk a bunch of shit to get clicks on things, but through a source of a source of a source, there's actually a lot of plausibility to Mbappe going to Liverpool. It could happen. I mean, I think he's going to Madrid. Everyone thinks he's going to Madrid. Realistically, he's probably going to Madrid, but that rumor that he could go to Liverpool is existing for a reason.
Watch him go to City in the last minute.
Yeah, unlikely. I also like that Spurs got a CB over because he doesn't want to play for City.
Oh, he said it?
Yeah, he wants to play for a team that could win the Champions League. Was his actual words. And I know they just won it. I
So,
know. I don't want to hear that, but that's what he said. So you can go ahead and take it out on him.
okay.
Yeah, he wants, and then the other point was he wants to play for a team that actually has some history. I know,
Yeah.
right? Like he doesn't pull punches. This guy just says what he wants to say. I mean, he's the best, one of the best players in the world. He can be an asshole, I guess, if he wants. I don't like that he's like that, but whatever. Uh, yeah, he's very egotistical and arrogant. But I suppose if
Why
you
not
do shit
be
to
a part
back
of
it up, what are you gonna do, right?
why not be a part of a club that what are you looking for?
Be part of a club that what? Sorry.
Why don't you be part of a club? Why don't you be part of the history of the club? Like help create the history.
Well, I mean, because the club that already has history is still going to make more history. He wants a club with history. And he wants a club that could win the Champions League. Those were the things he said. That's the only reason that Madrid might be off the table because they're not looking like a competitor for the Champions League. They have the money, but Liverpool might be like, okay, yep, we're going to match it. And that would be surprising because they've never been notoriously huge spenders. But that's just how the market is now. And if you don't want to keep up with the big teams, you're going to get left behind. And that's the reality, I suppose, that they have to face is if you want a player like him, you kind of have to pony up the bucks. I
Yeah,
don't like it from a fan point of view as a Liverpool fan because it's going to make other players on that team want more money. So it's hard to say. As a fan, I'm like, please don't come in and ruin our complete payroll budget balance. But as a fan, I'm also like, one of the best players in the world on my team. Uh, where do you go from there, right? It's good and it's bad.
why do we still play this game again?
Are you losing?
We we were 2-0 lead in 2 minutes in a minute and a half.
Well, I got a 2-2 draw with Wolves, but that was enough to win the league. I'm still upset about it, but whatever. I'm going to tell my guys I'm happy with them. Yay, congratulations winning the division. Now I can hope for better games ahead. Why do we still play this game? I don't know, because it's supposed to be fun.
We lost 3-2.
Unbelievable. How the hell do you play?
You won the league. I just want to sim the last 3 games.
You have survived. Oh, wait, 8 points, 3 games. Never mind. No, sorry. Leicester didn't even play. They didn't even play. What's going on with that? Why didn't they play? You're going to sim the games, really?
Well, no. I'll play him.
Try to win. I mean, you should try to win. You never know. I,
We were up 2-0 in the
I,
78th minute.
I know. I showed Drop Bear your results the last few games leading up to the. Look at there. Okay, well, I don't know if Drop Bear's still there, probably, but this is the run of games he's been facing trying to survive. Thank God that you had some good runs up here. Although look at these negative runs too. Surviving in the Premier League's hard. We all knew that. And numbers wise, your team should be in the relegation fight. So, like, but you are better than Fulham, in my opinion. I don't know. Fuck Fulham.
77, 79, 88 minutes they scored. It's 3 goals in the last 13 minutes to win the game.
Oh, that's who it was. Simon Carter on Fulham. That's who I'd like to buy. This guy's a really good-looking attacker. Holy cow. Top notch. My scouts all give him a big glowing A.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, they got John Bedstrup, but they didn't play him against you. Doesn't look like anyway. They did play Eugene Wood against you. Your own old former goalkeeper. Because of course they did.
They did? I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep going. I
Nathan Collins is a guy I know from our Ireland save. Yeah, let's just keep going, get this damn season over with. I got you. Totally understood. So what are my current goals? Clean sheets race, which we are still tied for because somehow we decided to do horribly against Wolves, which kind of catapulted them up into the safety net of.
I'm gonna sim the city. Let me see.
If we're simming games, we just might as well have a sim save, like
No,
where we just don't play games
no,
anymore.
dude. Listen, man. I lost 6 on the bounce or whatever, and I still have City, Chelsea, and United to play.
Absolutely, try to beat them all. You probably won't. You probably won't. You might not even beat any of them, but that's the
Yeah,
point of
but
playing
if
the
it,
games to
okay,
try.
how about this? I'll play the game. If I go down by 3 goals at any point,
Well,
I'm
that
simming the game.
that that's more reasonable. Yeah, if you go down by 3 goals,
Fair?
fine. Yeah, yeah, that's completely fair. If you go down by 3 goals, yeah, sim the game. Think about it like if you were managing a team, you can't just be like, "Oh, we're playing City today. I'm not going to show up." But I guess if you were down by 3 goals, you might just leave. Okay, see you guys. I'm going to leave you to manage yourselves. Has a
So
manager
I
ever done that? Just walked off?
would have to rebuild the locker room after every fucking game because I'd tear the whole thing down every time.
Wow.
No, I wouldn't even give him a locker room. I would say you don't even deserve it.
Sometimes I do wonder how real life managers manage to keep their shit composed. I mean, there's some games where I'm just like, how do they not just start throwing chairs at players? Like you've never heard of it happening, right? The vast majority of managers, they're professional. They stay composed. That's who they are. But how come you've never heard of a manager starting to throw chairs at players because they're just that mad? Right? But I suppose there's a bit of a difference to real life management to the game because in real life management, you play one game in a day, then you got a whole week to cool down before the next one. In this, I guess we're playing, several games over the course of a couple of hours. Yeah, I think that's the difference. Something to that, you think?
Well, yeah, yeah, because we're playing. Yeah,
I know that directly after a bad loss, I have seen teams have their media manager and or sports psychologist go to the manager directly after a loss before they give their interview. I imagine that they're both trained to be like, make sure this guy doesn't say something horrible. I imagine. I mean, I know sometimes angry managers say things that are just
What,
you'd be like, "Ooh, shouldn't have said that." They
how
get
about
them.
this?
Mhm.
If Leicester loses and we end up being safe, we sim the last 2 games because at that point they're meaningless.
Well, you can go ahead and
We
scout stuff while I play my games then.
okay.
But yeah, sure. If you'd like. They're not meaningless completely to me. I want to play some young guys and make sure they don't get subbed off too soon. That's what I get to control my minutes. Meaningless games are never truly meaningless. Plus, I can look at whoever is alienated. Nobody's alienated. Whoever's unhappy with their playing time and give them some more. I don't currently have any promises, do I? I promised to give Wade Moynes a new contract. I gave him a new contract. That's already done. Cool. So now I got to play Aston Villa. I have no other games coming up. All right, let's go and look at this. I have Villa and Newcastle, and then Liverpool.
I went out to a club in the same division.
This is my best chance to play backups, but I also want clean sheets. Oh, this is so hard to decide. Shit.
6 foreign under 21s. I think you're still considered foreign. Right, you're considered foreign if you don't have a English passport.
It's United Kingdom.
Or okay, so you're considered foreign if you don't have a UK passport.
Yes, they can be Welsh, Scottish, Irish, or English, and they would be local.
Oh, you're 23, so you don't even have to worry about that.
Also, not a problem. It's just U21s. If they're over that, then you can sign as many as you like.
We're gonna go on a spending spree in the summer.
I hope you do. That sounds like a really good idea. I mean,
Oh, don't forget, against City, we lose our three best players.
true, but at the same time, safety is all that matters. I think you're staying up. You've succeeded. Your goal at the very start was to not get relegated, if you recall. Then you started having a couple of good wins, and all of a sudden it turned into we're going to play in Europe. And I'm like, that's awesome. I'm glad you're being positive.
Mhm.
But your original goal that you set was to not get relegated. Survival
I
was
think
was the
that's what it
goal.
was.
That was your very first goal. Then it turned into because you had a couple of good results. You're like, we could make Europe, and I'm like, that's fantastic. I hope you do. It would take some really amazing results, is what I said, and once in a while you had a few of those. But if you were to look at raw numbers, raw data, talent of players, you are definitely one of the bottom five clubs. But
Not for long.
but then again, in the Premier League, the worst club is a pretty goddamn good club. That's the problem. And we're losing to fucking Aston Villa. Come on, you shitheads. It looks like we're gonna have a bad run down the year. I'm so glad we had good
We
runs
won the
leading up
league
to
already,
this.
though.
I know. Good thing is what I said. Good thing we had some good runs
Oh yeah,
leading
yeah.
up to this. That's like you going into this bad run you're having. Good thing you had a few good runs, or you'd be worried about relegation. As it is now, you probably don't need to be.
It's 1-0 inside 3 minutes. Just to let you know.
For you, good.
No, for them.
No, no, for you. Okay, for them. Fine. You let them have one. Now go get four. 4-1 Rochdale final. I called it.
Okay. They just scored off our goal kick.
So it's 2-0.
Yeah.
You do it.
Inside 5 minutes, mind
But
you.
berate them. Berate them. Don't stand for that shit. They got to do better than that. Neto shouldn't have to be making these saves. What are my players doing? Hi, Trevor. Thank you. 31. God damn, it doesn't even feel like I streamed that long. I feel like it's been just a few, like maybe even a year, but damn. Forgot for a few days. That's okay, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. Remembering any time at all is lovely. How's your For the King
Uh,
going? Did you win? Have you beat it? Still going. Doing chapter one on the hardest difficulty? Frickin' masochists, man. Trying to do it in less than 50 turns. Oh my god. Oh, that's an achievement. Yeah, that would be a hard achievement. God damn. Here comes Aston Villa again. Oh, almost. We don't even have a shot on target. They're absolutely dominating us. This is crazy.
all right. We have to sell $1 this summer to that Saudi team.
If you get a bajillion dollars, yeah, why not? He's
No, I have already a replacement lined up for him.
well, okay, but it'd be nice to get a lot of money.
Yeah, his value. Let me look at his value. His value is 45 million. So if I can get like 60 for him, it's three.
Okay, do your thing.
Live league table. No, I want latest event updates. I want latest scores. Here we go.
Is it even up to date though?
The score is here. Like it says right now, you're down 1-0 in the 55th minute.
Okay. I mean, that's
Leicester's
pretty close to right.
Leicester 0-0 with Chelsea right now. Let's put this winger on the short list. Hmm, Where did he go? Is he playing this game? Oh, I already put him on the short list. Okay. He literally will replace Endala. In fact, Endala looks a little bit better, but that's probably because he's a bit taller.
Your next game is more of a success. Good job. I don't understand the subs that I put on the bench sometimes. What was I thinking? I don't have anybody I can sub him off for. 5-1 is a lot better.
62 million.
Home games tend to be a little simpler, hey?
Ah,
I don't know. Whatever. I'm going to put Enes Kilic there. He's supposed to be a right back, but he's playing right wing today because it doesn't matter. But I was hoping to get something out of this match. Losing is not fun, regardless of what we've clinched. Yeah.
oh, excuse me. $62 million. I gotta start doing some math for these players.
Math.
Yeah.
Man, ain't nobody into that. Oh, God, put that right back in to play right wing for me. He played 5 minutes and took a red card.
Damn.
Now I'm short a player to top it all off. All right, hold up. I gotta make some changes here. Fucking dick. Oh, that makes my life much more difficult. I'm gonna play you as a attacking central midfielder, and I want you moving into
Yeah.
channels, so drifting around. That'll give him some width.
So Toth will only
Fuck
play.
dick. Uh,
Wait,
he even had a rating at right wing. Like, it's not like he was. Oh, and they injured my left back. Oh, good. So I can finish the game down 2 men. Yep.
still 1-1. Chelsea and Leicester.
Well, that'll keep them alive for like a minute. I definitely lost. Ugh. When FM says fuck you, it goes hard. You're damn right it does. Oh my God. It's like being smacked in the face with a codfish. Debut. It was his debut, too, this kid. His debut, and he gets a red card. Oh, that's awful. So, what was your final? 3-0?
4-1.
You got a goal? Dude, if you look at your recent record, that's actually pretty good. Got a goal and a draw recently, so that's all right. But yeah, you've not been scoring much.
I wonder why.
Uh, Using a DM instead of an AMC, you don't score as much. But the games have been closer as well, so I don't know. It's a trade-off. In your home
Well,
games, you got nothing to lose. You might want to just throw back in your AMC thing and see if you can get something out of the next couple of games.
oh, I did for that City game.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Way ahead of you.
All right. It was a
So
home game, so why not?
I have one player. I have
On the bright side, you got 1.16 million for the TV rights on that last game. That's not bad.
let's see.
Okay, so you are 7 points safe, and they have 3 games remaining. You have 2. So again,
Right.
if they lose any single game, although they're 4 points behind 17th, so catching you is the least of their worries. Catching Middlesbrough is what they care about.
Let me uh write this down real quick.
What I'm saying? It's not that complicated. Kidding.
No,
I'm joking. I'm being
I
a
won't.
jerk. Albums. Pets. That's the one I'm looking for. Add a photo. This sleepy kitty.
65 and 2. Does he want 50K? 67K. It's one. I'm gonna work my magic over the summer, I'll tell you that.
Magic tricks are good. Because I know at this point, survival, check off the list. Next goal is probably Europe somewhere, some of those top
Oh
7 or 8
man, that doesn't make
positions.
sense to me.
I have a sneaking suspicion that's your next goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna go after Tui, but it doesn't make sense to go after him.
He costs too much,
He's not gonna develop anymore, it looks like.
but he's good now.
Better than Andala?
Yes, marginally, but yes. I wouldn't even say
There you go.
marginally.
Marginally.
I don't even know about marginally. A bit better than. Who was he playing for? Saw him earlier.
Fulham.
Fulham. Let's have a look, shall we? Inside forward attack is easier to figure out. I'd peg him in the neighborhood of. Oh, sorry, my cat's trying to knock my water over. Please don't do that, kitten. I make more room for you. I'm sorry. Uh,
Who's this
I don't know,
intermediary?
150 to 155, and Indala, I don't recall off the top of my head, but he was just under 150. So it's a bit of a difference, actually. That forward attack is easier to calculate. Yeah, 145. So the difference is about 10 whole points, which is actually quite a bit at that point. So from solid Premier League player to good Premier League player is the difference from Indala to Tui. I don't know if you're going to find a lot of players better than Stefan Tui if he's willing to go to your club and it doesn't cost an arm and a leg. I really don't know.
Oh, he's willing to go to the club, but it does cost an arm and a leg.
Right. Well, I don't know who you're going to get better. You might get somebody younger with higher upside that eventually becomes better than him. But if it's about getting players to perform now, then yeah, he's an upgrade over Nala. Straight upgrade. He's a guy that would play in a Champions League team. You expect a Champions League win next season from who? From me? I ain't winning the Champions League on my first attempt. I know that for sure. My team's good, but
What
not
are the
that good. I'd like to win the first knockout round. That's what I'd like to do. But there's no guarantee there either. Depends who you draw. Depends who you draw, brah.
Palace? 21. Why do we not have a scouting report of you? That's one. You're 16. Oh, the scouting report of you too. You can have 621 players. Thanks, Chelsea.
Yeah, thanks for screwing that up for everybody. Oh well. What are you gonna do? Get 6 every single season. That's what I do. Not even actually. I guess sometimes
No,
I
but
only get 4 or
like,
5, but
well, I'm gonna get six. It's just it's got to be the right six, you know.
oh yeah, you got to be way more discerning. You're right. That is what the major difference. It's not so much the number of them, but the fact that you have to be careful not to waste those slots. I guess that's a good point. Didn't really think about that too much.
And so, just exactly what I thought. You will be one of our slots.
Hmm. That adds a different layer of pressure to it. I had never considered.
Nationality. So before.
See how my development team does. Good, very good. I wonder if we're going to win the league or not. Jeez, that's ridiculous.
Here,
My under 21s team, they're 14 points ahead. We've lost one single game, haven't drawn any, and won all the rest. So yeah, they're fine. They're going to do fine.
yeah, I think so.
I like when my development team wins stuff because I'm managing them, those trophies count on my resume. That was something that somebody asked me. They're like, "Well, what can I do to get a little bit more of a boost on my reputation?" When you're doing a journeyman save, I'm like, manage your development team and win things with them, even if you just do instant results. It'll actually give you a very small boost to your reputation. It's minor, but if you do it enough times, it can add up.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, because trophies are trophies are trophies, man. And all of them come with a small reputation boost. That's why I always like when I'm playing in League One and Two. I like winning the John Stones Paint Trophy. I enjoy it. It's the
And
biggest one I ever planned.
they want 75 million for Tui, which I guess is like 60 in your currency. And
Mm.
then he wants 150, I'm sorry, 160,000 per week.
Well, he wants to be paid like a Champions League player, which he is. So
Yeah.
can't blame him. Yep. Going on a big shopping spree in the Premier League is never as easy as it sounds. So now you get to be tasked with finding the discount version of that guy.
And I might have already found it. Let me look. I have quite the number of players on short list. You know, you're a goalkeeper. You're not a winger. Um, I think I know which three players I want to go after. However, I still would like a center back, a goalkeeper, and a striker.
Center back, a goalkeeper, and a striker.
Well, I don't necessarily need a goalkeeper because I can just play my prospect, I guess. But you know what? He'll start the next game.
Because there's always, and I don't want to tell you, but I'm gonna. There's always
No,
Michael
no, don't,
Peters.
don't. I'll find him. I I'll be okay. I'll be okay.
I didn't say you wouldn't. Okay. I mean, that's. I didn't say you weren't going to be okay. I'm sure you're going to be okay.
Hey, we might even have to change our formation.
Hmm. Not the worst thing in the world. Which formation are you thinking of going towards?
I don't know, but I think I'm gonna use. I don't know. I have to play around with it.
Hmm. Figure out the best combination of your players. Indeed.
Yeah.
I thought I hit continue. Oh, now it's saving. It wasn't even me.
So have theoretic.
Are my depth guys.
You know what? Peter Riddick is the next Stephen Tui, only better,
There you go.
and he's also 11 inches taller.
Your guy that you have, Riddick?
Yeah.
Right on.
But remember, Tui's 5'3".
Yeah. He's not terribly tall, but he's a winger. Wingers don't need to be tall. But height is always a bonus, no matter where you're playing. I think, anyway.
Rodrigo on the back now. So we don't have a center back. Jeez.
They got him for free. Wow.
And beat the year.
Came from City.
Oh,
Thiago, Brazilian striker. He was in City. They loaned him out, loaned him out, loaned him out, loaned him out. Then he got loaned to Copenhagen, apparently, in Denmark. And then he became free, and Lyngby signed him. And that's who one of their current strikers are, is Thiago. And he is
damn.
quite good. And I was looking at him, and I'm like, he's 25, but he's ready now to play top minutes. And I thought, well, one of the people I was going to be like, there's always him, but you didn't want me to tell you. And then he ended up, well, I told you now. He's one of the guys I would look at if I didn't want to spend $1 bajillion, but I wanted a Champions League worthy striker. 2 extra matches for this young kid. Ah, poor guy. Now he doesn't get to play in my last 2 matches of the season. I was going to play him too, my young guy. But he played 5 minutes, got a red card. Now he doesn't get to play. Sucks to be him. Oh well.
Can you go
Play my
here? Yeah.
starters against these guys just because I want to finish strong. Doop-doo. But yeah, the vast majority of the really good prospects we had at Lyngby and AGF have now all been spread around the leagues. The only one,
Yeah.
the only decent prospect that you bought that's still, or no, I guess there's a couple at AGF is Ortiz and uh, Monk. The only decent prospects at AGF anymore that I saw when I was there. So they might have some in the U21s, but I didn't look at those because that would take time to figure out if they're any good.
All right, let's go give it to Chelsea. They changed formations already.
Chelsea did. Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
Ooh, that's just wide.
maybe the manager decided, hey, we're going to go counterattack. Then they got out on the pitch and he's like, haha, I fooled you. We're going to attack. Like, it's doing little tactical things like that. Make it a little bit more interesting. Add some flavor to the managerial tactics. It's not into reaction to anything you did, though. That would have been picked ahead of time.
Oh, what's that? and dollar a little bit closer to the net, please. Like you don't have to shoot from 28 yards away.
Bovic plays for Newcastle, so does Kiergaard. That's crazy.
Do you like the fact that like we're in what 2031, 2032, and the landscape of the Premier League does look somewhat different than what it is in real life.
It is. It's starting to shape up differently. You're absolutely right. Stamenkovic gives us a lead. We haven't had a lead in ages. The last time we had a lead, people were still around that knew who built Stonehenge. Mild exaggeration. It's okay.
I think I've found my goalkeeper for next year.
Michael Peterson.
No,
Okay.
Amador, my prospect that I'm playing against Chelsea right now.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, you've already got a good prospect goalkeeper. There's nothing wrong with just going with him. He's actually
Yeah.
looking pretty solid the last time I looked at him. He's not Premier League level yet, but it wouldn't take long, I don't think. Hard to know, but yeah, he looks decent now. I did that. Remember, I sold
Yeah.
my goalkeeper, went with a young guy. I'm like, goalkeeper is basically the least important position. It's not that it's not important. It's just I feel like I could afford to throw in a young guy, develop him, and then give it a couple seasons. When he hits his full potential earlier than you expected, you've got yourself a great goalkeeper. That was my thinking at the time. It worked out
Six,
pretty okay.
nine. So Leicester's losing right now, I think. I'm gonna double check that though.
That's good news. I wish I had a game against them. Although I'd probably lose it, knowing me right now. Gosh, my team is playing like a bunch of noobs.
Oh, what a save!
Come on.
I could.
Oh, Neto, what were you doing?
Oh, that's
Hey,
why
Matthew
it's
Baker.
Stallone.
Matthew Baker steps out and gets himself a goal.
All right, let's check the live league table.
It's alive!
Hell, Leicester is losing.
Good news for you. Next thing you're going to come out to is a new notification that you have achieved Premier League survival. And then you can wipe your brow and flick the sweat away.
Striker firing again.
Ankerson! Wow, that was a nice goal. All right. Now we got something rolling here. All right, time to do that. And hopefully, come on, please, 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 get to be the clean sheet. Pretty, pretty, please. Oh, come on, you guys. Oof.
Ooh,
Oh, good lord. Okay, that was too close. I thought we had conceded it right there. And no, we kept it. Hooray! A win. But that's what winning looks like. Haven't done that in a little while. Okay. I was going to jump in, but it's a little late on your game. Still, though, it'd be nice if you could secure a point. I like this Rochdale's approach. Well, we can't score, so neither should they. Because I'm
how was that offsides? Oh my
looking at the
god, I
last
hate
few
this
games.
game.
Look at all these. Yeah. You had a go ahead goal rubbed up by offsides, eh?
No, they didn't let play continue and then call it back for offsides. FM sucks when it comes to offsides.
Hmm. Indeed.
Like, my game's done. Let the play finish, then call. Do it in real life. Let the play finish and then call it back for offsides.
Did you get a point away from home?
Yes, we got a point against Chelsea. We're safe.
That's actually pretty awesome, though, that you got a point away from home. It's impressive. Yep,
Yeah.
and that is safety. Right there you go. Got
Davenport, you're not coming back next year, my friend. I'll have the cat before I have you.
the cat. You hear that?
Yeah, you're
You're in, buddy. Yeah. Can you score goals? You can nap. Okay, well, so can his striker, so it's about the same.
so yeah. There's no difference.
You could nap with the best of them as long as he gets some kibbles. He'll
Nap-
he'll play as hard as he can.
He gets to nap on the best patch of grass he's ever touched foot on.
Did you know if you win games you get steak? Oh yeah, now he's interested.
Yeah, yeah,
Steak.
that's true.
Uh,
But we haven't had much steak recently.
no, it hasn't been a steak kind of season for your club. I understand that, but I'm just happy you survived. That was the original goal. That has been done.
Word, what's the budget?
Oh yeah, yeah. You got your budget yet?
Nope,
Not yet.
no.
Did you get the notification of your survival?
Yes.
Okay. Well, you know what? I better lock that in. I'm shocked they didn't give you your budget yet. The hell are they waiting for? The end of the season proper? Like why?
Because we can still finish in other positions, and
Oh, it's
that's
based on the money you could get in.
yeah.
Okay. All right. They're going to try to give you every available dollar. I'm being optimistic, I know, but wouldn't it be nice? Yes.
Emergency recruitment meeting.
What are the thoughts on
Shut up.
Shrewsbury parting company with one of your former backroom members? I. Why would I care about this?
He left me. Why would I care?
Under 21's assistant manager. Oh, he was my under 21's assistant. Have he left to be a manager and got fired? Okay, well, that's part of the game, dickhead. That was my response. Yeah, my response is do better.
Transfer list notification. Are you on our short list? Let's remove you. All right. So this last game, we're just gonna play who I think is gonna play next season for us.
Hmm.
You play. You can, but your crossing is shite. What about you? Your crossing is worse. Where do you go? Oh,
I'll
he
give
has
you
to
an
play.
offer to mull over because so far my offers for Chabert are not anywhere near his value. He's valued at 61 million, but so far the best I've gotten is 38. So what I would do is here's what I could do for you. I'll loan him to you on a season-long loan, but you have to guarantee a 40 million buy clause if you qualify for at least the Europa League.
Did he not play your last game? I'm trying to
He did,
find him.
he did play my last game, but he's might not be on the bench. He did play my last game actually. I did play him because I didn't want his sharpness to completely fall off the radar.
Oh Jesus, it's right in front of my face. So $40 million if
It,
we make it to at least the Europa League.
yeah,
I will mull it
yeah,
over.
that's what I said. Just think about it. And that's but the nice thing about that is that's not even coming out of this season's transfer budget.
Yeah.
That's the best part about that.
You came from
And I'll let you know if anybody starts bidding more. I mean, I'm not going to raise it on you, but I'll let you know if anybody bids more. So far, Real Madrid bid 38. So far. But his value is 61, so I didn't want to go that low.
Oh, you're 21. That's probably why I couldn't get you. Excuse me. Right, you're probably under 21. Yeah, that's why I couldn't get you. But we're gonna get you as soon as the season rolls over to next, I guess.
Mm. I honestly don't know when that resets. I wish that I did.
Um, I can tell you probably.
Oh, great.
Actually, it would be nice to know when that does reset.
It would, yes. That's what I'm saying. Because I'm not 100% sure on what it is. I think it's as soon as the transfer window opens. I think. But I can't be sure.
Well,
I'll see if the internet knows. Okay, so teams can sign no more than 4 and under 21 players from abroad in a season. Yes. So
put
if
that in. Let's see. Go ahead.
you go on the competition rule page, it tells you it should specify born before or after date. So it'll tell you exactly, because some guys might be 21 and don't qualify, like they're actually considered older. So that's something to keep in mind.
Yeah. This says teams. So I think it's June 20th. I think that's the default day. It moves over.
Transfer window starts in early June, and transfer rollover is after that. Players signed in June still count for the coming year. So
Coming year.
yeah, so the transfer season does not match transfer window. This is exactly what I'm trying to find out. So when you try to sign a player, on the left side under the stuff no one reads, I like how we put that, there should be a counter of how many under 21s you've signed.
Sure.
Yeah. So when
Scouting
that says
would
0, I guess it's reset.
player offer. Don't hit continue. After that. Okay. Rostrum doesn't say. Rochdale must register at least 8 players trained by the club. Minimum fee release clause to his value. Transfer window will. The transfer will go through. We're gonna incur work permit application fees. FFP rules, minimum fee release clause,
Hmm.
and that's it.
Okay, well, then this person's wrong. Uh, Here's an interesting fact, though, that is canon because this one's coming from a dev. If you loan in an under 21 player and then you like them, so you decide to sign them, that counts as 2.
Oh, that's annoying.
I did not know that, but apparently, yep, that counts as 2 of your under 21 signings. So
Oh, you want to know why? Probably because it's two separate transfers.
Yeah, it is, but that sucks. It's like I wouldn't be happy with that if it was me. But yeah, no. According to this, it's June 1st is when everything should reset, according to what this person said. But I don't know. It's one of the same people that is having the
Oh no, you
conversation about some of the facts in there not being completely true. Like, if you go into that bottom left info, it's in there. It's like it is not. You bald faced.
could be.
Never mind. I'm not going to get into that. Leicester fall into EFL Championship, so the relegation fight is officially over, and you're not in it. Good job, man. Good job.
Thank you.
I'm
I'll tell you.
stoked for you.
I'll tell
Arsenal
you
and
the date.
Liverpool have clinched. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. You found it.
Not yet, but I know where to look.
You know where to look. That's excellent. Because yeah, when things reset is quite the question to have over not just when you can start signing U21 players again, but other stuff as well. Like there's different points in a season when stuff will reset. You know, there's quite a few things that reset as soon as the season is officially over and all European places are decided. Quite a few things reset right then. So yeah, it's a hell of a thing to navigate, especially when it's not written easily in the language of the rules. So if I go in here, it will tell me under 21 players, transfer windows is
Base.
June 9th, maybe is what it is. Not June 1st, June 9th. That's what it would be. Work permit. Transfer for foreign player with current permit. Appeal bid, contract renewal, hiring foreign staff. Uh,
Transfers.
This doesn't
Transfer
even
rules.
say anything about the U21 transfers.
Charles P. Each check date is January 1st. That max time for caretaker manager. Oh, there's a maximum time for caretaker managers. Interesting.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, you have to sign a permanent manager within a certain allotted amount of time. Maximum of 6 foreign-based players over the age of 22 allowed on loan at a time. Maximum of 6 players over the age of 22 allowed on loan to foreign clubs at a time. Okay, those are interesting. But we knew those. I don't even see anything about the limit of 6 under 21 players on the rules. I just don't see them. Am I blind? I've read through this twice already. Yeah, I just read the EPL rules.
Foreign players not registered. The rules Premier League.
Hmm.
BC members highest division level.
So it's not even in here.
Squad registration periods. Squad player. Financial play rule.
Yeah, I just read through the Premier League rules twice and the next season rules just for fun, and it doesn't even tell you that you have a limit of
Oh
six
no,
under 21s.
it it would be in the advanced rule if it were
There's advanced rules.
in the editor.
Oh, in the editor. I mean, it's obviously a rule in the game. I'm just saying it's surprising it's not on the rules page so that people can know that. Because the first time the majority of people find out is when they sign that 7th player. And that 7th player has agreed to a contract, and then the transfer is canceled. And it
Yeah.
doesn't warn you. Because I know that happens. People get that dreaded transfer canceled message. They're like, no, why? That guy was so good.
Alright, we can just
And the other thing somebody pointed out was that if you go to your transfer history, and he was looking at the players he had transferred in, and he said, it says that I've signed 621s, but he had only had 4 signings, and they were all 23 and older. Unfortunately, some of the transfers in at a certain point from this season count towards that rule. I was
Meaning
like,
it's like you said, it's not the same. Um,
so that begs the question, when does it reset? Wow. I just looked at my transfers for the season. I spent 183 million on players, but I sold 203 million. That's not too bad. Well, I currently have 65 million, but I don't need anybody.
transfer rules.
Okay, I'm going to go here because I think I said I wanted another midfielder. Yeah, because I didn't have enough to put on the bench. So let me go and look at my short list. Anybody good on here? Oh, yeah, some really good players on here. But if I was to go after Steinen, for example, I'm going to take Asp Jansen off here. Remove from shortlist. If I went after Steinen, he'd be a starter, which means somebody would lose a job. Stephenson or Sebastian. Probably Stephenson. It'd be hard for Stephenson to lose his job on my team. I'm doing that whole I'm attaching myself to players, and I know I shouldn't, but god damn it, I do it anyway.
This is 6.
Because yeah, Baker's going to definitely pass him at some point for current ability. And my other wait, I have a young midfielder coming in. Yeah, when this guy gets back, I don't have to worry.
So it's
What?
July to May. What's the last day in May? 30 days has temp able to. May 31st, I think is the last day.
Hmm. That is convoluted, man. I gotta say, pretty damn convoluted.
May 31st. Other stage rules, pre-selection.
So everything made after May 31st counts towards the next season. That does make sense.
That's my guess.
That does make perfectly good sense.
Oh man, this is annoying. All right, May 31st. Is that the last day in the season? Wolves.
Yeah, the Champions League should be settled by then, no? Yeah,
May
yeah, it would be.
31st.
It would
Okay.
be. Yeah.
I think it's May 31st.
All right. Let's give it a go and find out. So then we'll know definitively. I mean, this is a pretty
I
recent
almost
rule, so it's the only reason I don't know it off by heart is because it's a pretty new rule. You know, like it's one of those things that isn't built right in to the rules on here on the rules page, which would have made it
yeah.
way more straightforward. Okay, so I play Liverpool. The only thing that matters about this game is that they could fall to fourth if I beat them. So what? They're still qualified for United Champions League, though City could drop down and United could finish fourth. There's so third through fifth is kind of up in the air. The third can't fall to fifth, and fifth can't catch third. That last Champions League spot is going to be one of the Manchesters. Or Newcastle, I guess. Oh, no, wait, Newcastle is 60. Or Wolves. Oh, Jesus, I just realized there is a 3-way tie for fifth right now.
Damn.
Oh, dropping that game to Wolves really helped them. There goes the best player off to Sparta Prague. I got close to 3 million for him, which my director of football wouldn't turn down. Stop playing director of football mode. I'm sorry. No, you do it the way you like. But my God, that every time I hear that shit, it infuriates me. Director of football mode just absolutely
Spoiler if
does my head in.
United.
What's that? You
We can
play
play
United?
spoiler.
You play United?
Yeah, we do.
Oh, that is so great. uh, it makes my eye twitch to think every time you tell me about, oh yeah, my director of football sold my only starting goalkeeper and now I have no goalkeeper. I'm like, why? Transfer spend, Rochdale, third most profit on transfer spend this season. I actually lost money on transfer spend, which I thought I didn't, but
That's
okay.
probably because you took what's his name off of me, Nico Heischer. Sure. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but when I look at transfers in, transfers out, my transfer out money was much larger, and the same can be said of last year. So I don't know why I have a negative transfer spend. You've got a nice positive one, but yeah, it makes your day. Makes your day to make my eye twitch. Damn, dude, you sadistic.
So we're gonna have to upgrade you. Wait, this is 60 something million, 62. So we need 62 million. We need Ndala gone.
New follow. Hey, thanks for that. Hopefully you're not a bot. Say hi if you're not a bot. I'd appreciate that. I'm getting a lot of bots lately. If you end up private messaging me trying to sell me shit, well, don't. So much of that. All these PMs like, hey, we're going to make you famous. I'm like, no, you're not. I don't care. But you're still 2-0 up with your next fixture at home. That's good. That's good. Losing players is hard, but I mean, you played on that mode for, I guess, that reason. Losing your best player for 3 million. Ugh. Not enough. Okay, I put my first team out because I just want us to finish strong. Finish strong. Pizzotti from Steinen. Oh my God, watching this that's ridiculous.
Wait, they
And
have
they score.
Pizzotti? Oh no, they do.
Liverpool has Pizzotti. They also have Steinen. They've got Steinen playing up top. That's great. They have Declan Rice as well. Yeah, 1-0 for Liverpool. Screw those guys. This is my away match with them, so I do expect to lose it. But we'll see. Maybe I'll steal a point. Maybe I'll steal a win. But I didn't get a clean sheet, so that part right there instantly makes me angry.
We're up 1-0.
You're up 1-0? All right. It doesn't mean shit, though, for your team. It just guarantees you won't lose 1-0. That's pretty much all that's done.
Sure.
You won't
But
get
it also means
shut out.
that United won't get Champions League football
Because you scored?
because we're winning.
Oh, yeah, if you beat them, they won't. Yeah. Pizzotti makes it 2-0. God damn it. Assisted by Steinen. Oh, wait. Was it offside? It's offside. It doesn't count. Still, though, these guys are ripping us a new one. The 0.08 XG their first goal, man. Like, come on. For real?
How do we secure more possession?
Pass shorter. Tell your players to hold on to the ball more. It's tough because you're going to get pressed. But yeah, passing shorter. Depending on how your players move, passing into space can help, but sometimes it does the opposite effect depending on how your players move.
All right, it's just early game woes. It's now back to 50-50.
Okay. But yeah, more possession is not always a good thing.
Yeah. Play it all the way across, Abreu. All the way across. Or not. Just get extremely lucky.
2-0 for
Winning.
Liverpool. Declan Rice off of a set piece. They've only got 2 shots on target, and they both went in. Why did I play my starters for this again? Okay, Sebastio's injured. Peterson's on a 6.2. My God, he's been playing horrible lately. That's 3 consecutive games where my quote unquote best player has been absolute trash. My goalkeeper's having a really bad game too.
They have Endrick
And
Man United.
do they? Yeah. Well, that's Not a surprise.
Oh, because in this game he doesn't go to Real Madrid,
Yeah,
so he went to Brighton instead.
yeah. We started in 2023, so it wasn't already there.
Yeah.
Uh, this is just awful what I'm watching here.
Would playing an advanced playmaker give more possession
It could, depending on the player.
versus a deep lying playmaker?
It absolutely can, depending on the player and again your formation and how your players move. It's more about the players now than the tactic, which I
Okay.
like. I like that a lot because there's no more plug and play tactics. Like absolutely plug and play. Like there's some very good ones, but you have to have the players for them. It's like I can give
Yeah.
people good tactics all day and night, but if their players suck, they're not going to win everything. You have to make your players do what you want them to do. So can an advanced playmaker improve possession? 100% it can. Without a doubt. Oh, did I just give up a penalty? We did. Okay, well. This game's going to hell in a handbasket. Oh, no, no penalty. Well, I'm surprised, but still. I'm going to berate my players some more. That's what I'm going to do. Just keep berating them. Beatings will continue until morale improves. I just don't want to get shut out if I can help it, but it looks like we're gonna. Here they come. 3-0 for Liverpool. Ben Doak. Oh,
God.
fuck that. Yeah, okay. Ben Doak just walks in, taps at home. He's like, hey, remember me? He's like, you bet I do.
Damn right I do.
Yeah, he's like one of your best players now on the alternate reality game. He's still there. I bought him.
Hmm.
We kept him on the team. We spent the 69 million for him.
God dang, you're offsides.
I remember you saying you wouldn't pay their asking price, which was closer to 80, but with future fees, who cares? Like what you pay
Hmm.
now and what you pay later is like that's future me's problem.
That's how I'm taking this season.
This
It's
upcoming season should be that. Yeah, just put a shit ton of future fees into things, and
oh, I did that. I did that for last year for the beginning of the season as well.
yeah, absolutely.
That's pretty
Blaster
much how I get
Benfica
my
FM.
players.
Hi, hello, how's it going? Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying there. I am jumping into this game. I don't care if there's only a couple minutes left.
Oh,
I've got to see it. Yeah, that guy wants to play next season, Amador. Yeah.
oh
He,
yeah.
yeah.
I
I think
I
it's the right choice. I think he should just be your starter. Even if he has
oh
some off
he will
games
be.
because he's young, he's going to develop.
He will be my starter. Don't worry.
Some Portuguese in the 11. Nice. Yeah. There is. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's on Man U. We're not, neither of us are playing as them. Right now, Jacob is trying to beat Man U, which it's looking good. In my team, no, I'm not. My team is not playing this game. I'm watching Jacob's game. His team is Rochdale. He's got
Why?
Portuguese on his team. Is there Portuguese
Oh,
players on your team, Jacob? I imagine
Abreu?
Abreu might be. I don't know those, but most of them are new gens at this point. Is Marcelo Abreu? No, he's a new gen.
Yeah, he's Portuguese. He's
He
Portuguese.
is, but he's a new gen, so I'm not sure how you'd know that.
Oh, I would know that.
No, no, the person on the chat.
Oh,
Yeah,
I mean, you can look at the name and take a good guess. It's either going to be Portuguese or Spanish of some
I
sort.
suppose that's probably true. Yeah, it's yeah, yeah, yeah. There's probably some truth to that. Might have just guessed.
Quinones is Portuguese as well, I think. Who's going to leave the team because he's hot shit? Like,
No, he's Colombian.
yeah,
I remember that. Sorry, but I do. I remember that
okay.
because he's on the Colombian national team.
So, Pico Pereira, my left back, Abreu.
See,
Who is the Portuguese?
on my team, I do have a Portuguese starter, Mano Sebastio, but again, he's a new gen. Oh, you were
All right.
talking about my Accrington team? I only have the one. Oh yeah, right. And Martin's and my goalkeeper. Okay, you're talking about Accrington. I'm sorry. It must have just been delayed. You said it after my game was over. I apologize. Now I understand. I've caught up now. I'm with you here now. I'm sorry for that. But you're right. I do have 3 Portuguese players on my starting 11, and they are all on the national team, which is pretty cool. Though I think that Wait, where is my goalkeeper? Oh, he didn't make it on the last call up, I guess. Sure, make me look like a jerk. But Martins is a starter. Sebastian's not. He should be. And at one point, David Neto will definitely be a starter for them, I think, anyways, because he's good. Now that we've secured Champions League football, though, it increases the chances. So we received 38.62 million. You should get your budget now
After we hit continue, we got 18 million
for
in
transfer
prize
budget.
money.
Prize money.
No, in
Okay.
prize money.
City got fourth. Newcastle got fifth. You knocked United all the way down to sixth. They didn't even get Europa League. They got Conference League. You did that. High
Good.
five.
Good
High
to see.
five. Wolves got seventh, though. I mean, that's but nice job knocking
Let's see
United all the
how.
way down. You helped City out just like you thought you would.
Let's look at Europe. Champions League. The final is between Arsenal and Bayern. And Bayern have won 2 of the last 3 Champions League, and Leipzig
Oh,
won.
Arsenal's in the final. Okay,
Yeah.
so that means Newcastle could get Champions League, and United would still get uh, Europa League if Arsenal win
In
it.
in the Europa League, it's Lazio versus Borussia Mönchengladbach.
Okay, that doesn't affect us.
Uh, yeah. And then in the Conference League, it's Atletico Bilbao versus Palace. Where's
Crystal
Palace in
Palace.
this?
Okay, Palace is in 10th. So if they win that, they qualify for it again. So that doesn't affect any of the current teams. But if Arsenal win the Champions League, that has a trickle down effect that puts Chelsea into the Conference League.
Also, we have to look at
Interesting.
coefficients because the top 2 teams in terms of, sorry, the top 2 nations in coefficients get a
Eh.
place.
Yeah, it is a FM23 safe. It absolutely is.
Italy.
It started as a build a nation in Denmark, and then we had an interesting time where both of our favorite lower league English clubs came open at the exact same time in the exact same division, and we had accomplished all we could with 2 user teams in Denmark. So we're like, yep, let's jump ship. So now we're playing as these, and it's been a while now, but we're up into the Premier League. Hooray for us. We still check out our Danish teams from time to time, but they're nowhere near as good because AI never manages nearly as well. However, when Jacob's not here with me, I have what I call an alternative reality save, where I go and I actually run my team and his team and 2 more Danish teams. Yes, I'm running 4. And it took place before we ever left. So we never left. And in that one, I'm trying to get Denmark into the top 5. And with 4 teams, that's doable. With 2, it isn't. Co-op save as well. Fair play. Yeah, that's what we do every year. We always do some kind of co-op thing. This one technically isn't co-op now, because but
No.
uh, yeah,
So England and Italy are getting an extra spot in the Champions League,
England and
which
Italy
is
will get an extra spot. And then it's not distributed yet, is it?
it's due to coefficients and it's the next best team
Yeah, but
gets it. So
when do those spots get awarded?
after the all the finals have been played. So
Oh, so there will be
if
more.
Arsenal wins the
Mm,
Champions League,
it's a bunch of spots get
Newcastle
put out. Yep.
and United make it in
Damn.
Champions League
Work that hard to
because
keep United out, and they still might get in.
damn it, Wolves, you need to score 10 more goals throughout the year.
Right? Well, they beat me, so I mean, they had that big clutch win against us. That helped them a lot. But yeah, they didn't score 10 times. I've been doing with friends in the past, but we kind of forget about it by the second week. Hard to schedule.
Uh,
Well, that's why there's only 2 of us. Like we've had games in the past where we tried to have a bunch of people, but they are chaos. Scheduling, like you
we've been
say.
playing together all the way back since what, FM18, FM17?
Yeah, our first co-op save was FM17. And that was at the end part of it. But then FM18 from the beginning. Yeah. So yeah, we've been playing co-op saves for quite a while now.
Was that the England? That was the first England save
Yeah,
with Morecambe and Stevenage?
I believe so. Yeah, goes quite a ways back.
No, no, that must have been when I was
No, 18 would have been
15.
Morecambe Stevenage. The very, very first one was a short one, and I don't remember who we played as. It was might have even been Rochdale
Let's
Accrington for all I know.
let's let's do it this way.
Hmm.
This FM23 was Denmark.
Yep,
FM22 was Ireland.
Ireland.
FM21 was Stevenage and Morecambe.
Hmm.
FM20
We weren't streaming yet by that point. Stevenage and Morecambe was when we started streaming. 20 was
Is that when we played as top English teams?
it might have been Liverpool City, but I don't remember.
And then 19 would have been.
Something something.
No,
Oh,
there was a third person.
there was.
Were we in Italy that year? FM19. I think I was Inter.
That sounds very possible. Yeah, then we had a third person for that one. Anyway, yeah, it's memory's not the best, but I know what we have since we started streaming. That's for sure.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta hit continue. I'm sorry.
Oh, you want me to show you my good defender, eh? Marcos Martins. Yeah, he's quite good. I like him. He's one of my favorites. I bought him for free, of all things, too. Right? Like I got him for free. Recognized his potential right away. He was on a very small club, but I'm like, oh, all the big clubs are going to want to sign that guy. So I got him for free, and now he's on my Premier League side. And I bought him when I was in League Two. So that'll give you a pretty good idea how much this guy's become a staple of our team. You don't get too many opportunities to sign players like that. So when I did, I went right for it, and I kept signing him to over the market contracts so that he wouldn't be tempted to leave too much. Although I'm going to have to do that again soon because he's only got 12,500 a week, and that was when I signed to keep him here so other people would be interested. So far, nobody's declaring interest in him at the moment, but they will. They will.
So, question for you.
My defensive midfielder, he's still a bit of an up and comer, but he's getting there. I guess he developed a lot this season, actually. What's your question, Jacob? I'm sorry.
I want to sell Ndala. When I offer him out, do I offer him out at an unspecified and
Yes.
don't list him?
Yeah. Don't list him and don't put a price tag yet.
There's only one team that's interested, and I know they're not willing to make a bid until the window opens.
Why does
But
that? What's up, my coat? You're funny, Farah. That's good. That's comical. For some reason, though, your message doesn't show up on this one chat. It shows up on this one, but not this one. Weird. And the goalkeeper, yeah, David Neto. Let's see. I got him for very little as well. And again, from a smaller club, all from small teams. Well, that's the way to go, right? If you have an opportunity to spot somebody before the big clubs do, those are the guys you go after. I have an uncanny ability to spot those guys though because I know how to look for them. It's not a big help, I
right,
suppose, but
ready for the
at
initial
least they're all
budgets?
new gens. None of them are real players. That's what I like. Okay, let's hear your budgets. Go.
Okay, so my transfer budget before
Mhm.
was 32 million.
Right.
My transfer budget now is
Mhm.
70 million for
Yeah, that's not too
September.
bad. Not too bad. Okay, it's something.
I don't remember what my payroll budget was, but we are currently spending 500,000 per week.
Your budget in my money was 800,000. Let's go see what it is now.
It's
1
1.7
point
million
5
per week.
1.5 million in mine, so they almost doubled your payroll. And yeah, your transfer budget is 61 million in my currency here. So damn, dude.
So I'm gonna move it to 1.1 million and have a budget of 100 million.
Stabenkovic, I bought him off of a small Serbian club, and yeah, that's where he's at. But that's not too shabby, huh? I like that. That's good, man. That's really really good. Yeah. No,
Yeah, I
that's
am I
something to
am
work
ready for
with.
this
I think that
window.
that's something to
I
work with.
Something to work with. I had no money for the last 5 years.
I know, and it's really good to see you actually getting a good amount that
Give me $1
it
and I'll
might
be
move the needle.
okay.
It might move the needle here with this amount of money, so that's good.
Oh, I listen. I have 3 players already. I'm interested in getting.
Good.
I want to get rid of Ndala,
Mhm.
and I have a fourth player that I think I want to buy from in South
Well,
America.
you know,
I'm ready.
you don't really want to get rid of Andala so much as you'd like to cash in on him. There's a difference.
No, I'm totally okay with him
Oh,
going.
damn, Ninny Farah, that's amazing. Thank you for that. That's crazy. Thanks a lot, man. I really appreciate that. That's wonderful of you. Who's the other guy? Yes, he's my friend. Yeah. Yeah. I've worked on this game for 21 years. I guess I should do my introduction kind of thing while you're here. I've been working on Football Manager since I left. Eastside Hockey Manager stopped being produced by SI Games. I just stayed on and continued to work on Football Manager. So I'm in Canada. I work remotely, but I do a lot of database. Back then, I did some of the database design, and now I do a lot of research for a whole bunch of different teams. The biggest one being Accrington Stanley. I know it's funny to call Accrington Stanley a big team, but in comparison to the other teams I do research for, they are the biggest one because they're in the professional pyramid. I know they went back down to League Two this year. That made me a little sad as a fan of theirs now, but having them in League One for a few years was actually pretty cool. I got to learn an awful lot about how the finances work in England, and it is more depth than you would think. There's a lot of money rolling around in those places. And this is funny coming from a team like Accrington Stanley, who is the poorest team in the professional English pyramid. They have the least money to work with, and it was still overwhelming. So I can only imagine how some of those guys go through it. You meant to do it in the last stream, but you've been working. Hey, that's okay. I'm just super thrilled that you wanted to do that at all. That means a lot to me. It really does. Yeah, working on the game. I'm responsible for a lot of the in-game tactics, so I'm sorry. I know the Gengen press used to be broken, but it is in real life too, so please don't give me shit for that. I get that a lot. My best signing this season was Jesper Peterson. His last 4 games would tell me otherwise, but up until that point, he was great. Soren Ankerson. Nico Escher. I got a B for nabbing Escher off you for 70 million. I think it was a steal of a deal after I develop him. We'll see. Anthony Barrier for 52 got a B plus. Oh, I was worried about that because he was only a backup. Barker got a B plus, or Baker got a B plus. Atcham A minus. Okay, it's better than I expected. Liam Tarrington got a B plus. Oh yeah, that's really cool. You're struggling with a few things. Hey, let's try to iron them out if we can. Sponsorships. How'd your sponsorships look? Did you get your year in review? Jacob? Are you there, man?
All right, sorry about that. We
Oh,
had
that's
someone
okay.
fall upstairs.
Oh, okay. I was just asking if you got your year in review, and I was wondering what your sponsorships looked like. Mine went up a lot, so I'm pretty thrilled.
I actually, yeah, everything went up. I didn't check though. Uh,
It's 5 a.m. in the UK. My boss is asleep. I never worry about whether or not Miles is listening. Miles is an asshole, but he knows that. He wears it like a badge of honor on his shirt. No, I always tell the truth about FM. My genuine opinion, up until this year, has always been they take a lot of features, smash it onto one screen, and call it
oh,
a huge deal.
can you save it?
Oh, absolutely. And that's always pissed me off. But there's a reason for it, and I've never really tried to defend this game. I'm definitely not a yes man for this game. I think that's one of the things that people like most about me. I don't think there's a lot of people who work on this game who stream. I choose odd hours to stream at to keep my crowds low because when I first started, it was overwhelming. I'm not doing this to get famous or rich. I'm doing this to help people. But yeah, so if you think about it in terms of a box, the game engine, not the match engine, the game engine was full, completely full. So like to add new things was that you couldn't get anything else in there, right? And for a bunch of years I was saying, like in order for this game to truly add meaningful content again, it would need a new game engine. And I said, but for all I know, they've been working on one for a couple of years. Because that's all I can say. I could only allude to it. I was never allowed to out and out say that it was happening. But a couple people got there like, yeah, that would be good if they did that. I'm like, wouldn't that be great? So sometimes I will allude to things that's tap dancing on my NDA. I know that, but like you said, so far nobody's come over to me and been like, hey, quit that. Nobody's done that yet. And if they do, well, I'll listen. However, I don't reveal things we're not supposed to. I guess a little bit last season there was some revealers that I was given permission to give, so I did ahead of time, and that was fun. Am I excited for a revamp on 25? Yes and no. It's going to be cool to have more
Right,
capability and
sure enough.
capacity for adding things, but don't expect a lot of things to be added right away. There's going to be some bumpy roads ahead. It's like any game switching to a new game engine. It's nice the base that we have to start with. Okay, like the FM game itself, it's still going to be the foundation, but there's going to be some bumps. There's going to be some bruises, and there's going to be some things that need to be ironed out, like every FM. But this one might have a little bit more. We'll see. As of this minute, it's only January. So what we see now is nowhere near what it's going to be when it's done. So it's impossible to say. It's the only game you play. If it's shit, I'm screwed. It's the only game you play. Play other games. Damn, Out of the Park Baseball is one of the best sports simulations you could ever play. You don't even have to like baseball to enjoy it.
You don't have to like baseball to appreciate how good it is.
You really don't. Okay,
Why
so
is tactical knowledge needed in set piece coaching?
why is tactical knowledge in set piece? How is set pieces not tactics? Everything about a set piece is
Yeah, I guess you're right.
tactical. It's
I guess you're right. I guess you're
yeah,
right.
it's might as well be a mini game of chess. That's the very definition of tactics, I would think.
There's no good set piece coaches though. That's the problem.
There isn't. I know that's another thing. It's the crossing bug of the staff is that set piece coaches just don't generate good ones. Yeah, I know, right?
I don't even have tactical knowledge
It's
as
like
a game.
all the new wingbacks don't have crossing, and all of the set piece coaches are awful. Is the other guy new to
Two?
football? No, he is not. No, no.
No, I'm not.
He's been playing this
No,
with me for since well,
I-
we've been playing
I've
co-op since
also
FM17.
I've also worked with VAR in the states.
Yeah, he also works for MLS in the US. Yeah.
Not well. I told you our contract was up for this year, right?
Yeah, you did. But up until now, you've been doing VAR for the MLS. That mess, the MLS, that whole debacle that people can't wrap their heads around. Yeah, he likes that stuff. He's good at that. He knows a lot about the MLS. So when we get North American viewers, and we do, they often ask me about MLS, and I'm just like, I have no idea. I don't watch that. My family's all European. Sorry, my wife is French. Like I know European football. I don't know much about soccer. If you call it soccer, odds are I'm not going to know anything about what you're talking about. So
Not Bear calls it soccer.
no, he doesn't.
No?
No,
Isn't he Australian?
he is Australian, but I haven't heard him call it soccer.
I
Not to
call it
me,
soccer.
anyway. Eh,
Oh, because he knows you.
well, that must be what it is. I don't know. Drop bears are called soccer. I don't even know if he's there right now. He might be. Stadium expansion, yay! We like having more stadium expansion. In the meantime, we're going to be sharing with Blackburn. Okay, that's cool. Soccer is for losers. It's football, right? I know, but it's if you know the story about why North American football is called football. If you know that story, then it'll make you
Wait,
laugh.
is he English? Like who's talking?
Blaster
Maybe fair.
Benfica. I don't
What?
know. Are
No,
you?
Australian. Oh, you're Australian. Win a World Cup, then
He
talk to
says he's
us.
in England, so no.
Right.
Mini Farrow wasn't who was talking. It was Blaster Benfica
Oh.
said it's 5 a.m. in the
Oh. Okay.
UK. So I imagine they're in the UK.
Okay.
I don't know, but their name is Blaster Benfica. So I mean, he could be from anywhere. I mean, it's the EU.
That's
You
true.
can move around in the EU almost freely now, except for that England's not part of it anymore. But maybe you moved prior to them late seceding. Who knows? There could be a whole story there. I've watched today a streamer teach a person from scratch to play FM. I have done that. I did bring in my friend Sidewinder. He's a Mexican guy. Awesome. I play a lot of FPS games with him. But I did get him into Football Manager, and we did a stream for a while where I was teaching him this game. And he had zero knowledge of European football or the game, and it was entertaining. It was a ride. He was so confused, poor guy. I know, Sidewinder never got confused. I was able to explain it to him pretty well. It helps when you actually know the inner workings of this game, though, right? I think that you are Portuguese. Okay, see, there you go. Now we got our answer. From Portugal, where my favorite guitar player is from. So I have a question on injuries. I've had 5 players get injured long term, and I can't stop it. Soccer. Okay, so live in Portugal. We have the time zone as the UK. Yep, you do. Definitely do. So I understand what you're saying. Uh, Injuries are hard. So these injuries, I assume they all happen in a match. I mean, if you've been doing the not making them train between matches too often, or if you had long breaks where there was no games and you had to train them, then training injuries can happen. That sucks. I hate it. When simming forward, so training injuries. Damn. Well, I mean, then there would be a news item that would tell you how they got hurt specifically. I'm guessing you're not really reading those. You're just like, goddamn injury, fuck, and hit the space bar.
To be fair, I feel like that's how most of us are.
That's how most of us. I don't think anybody reads every damn page on there. No way. Especially when something bad happens. It's like I want to get past that as soon as possible. It would be training. Yeah, if it's not in a game, it's probably training. So when it comes to your training, there's a couple of points that I'll make that not a lot of people will ever tell you. Is that I, I think you were here the other day for it, but I don't know. Remind me if I've already told you this. If you're starting players are playing games, they don't need to train much in between. They really don't. Real life football players don't train 6 days a week in between games. They just don't. For the same reason, because they would get hurt. Nobody wants that. It's a shame I'm at an end of the season here because I can't really go through my training and show you what I would want to do. But you can move forward anytime, Jacob.
Sorry, I was doing a little bit of scouting.
Oh, okay. I thought you were waiting on me. You do all the scouting you need, man. Off season is one of our most important times. So,
I kind of don't want to break this up if I can avoid it.
oh no, I get it. So actually, I can just go into my training screen here and look at my old ones and try to use those. No, I can't. All right. Well, so after a game, you're going to usually get your recovery, match review, and rest. As long as you've been adding match reviews, I forgot AI doesn't add that. Do your own training, add a match review. Match reviews are great. You get your tactical familiarity up twice as fast. Why the AI doesn't implement that, I'll never understand, but you can add a match review to the end of a game. If there's not a travel slot, I still add them sometimes when there's a travel slot because recovery and rest are, well, they're both pretty important. I actually shouldn't have a match review when there's a travel slot, but I haven't been too hands on with this one as much as I normally would be. However, let them train this day and let them train the day before. But these other days, don't train your starting players. If you know ahead of time, try to do this. Start planning for your next game. Okay. If I play Newcastle right here, and then I knew I was playing Liverpool, and I said to myself, okay, I'm going to be playing my starting 11 for Liverpool. I would go and rest all of those players for these days right here. I'm not going to let them play at all. There's no reason to give them a chance to get hurt. They don't need this training. Game time is more important than training by a lot.
Okay, continue.
Yeah, you can continue anytime.
Actually,
So what should I do with my starting players because my team changes based on form now? That's cool. That's not a bad approach. Try to know ahead of time which players you're going to start. So I could go in here and be like, okay, next game, let me try to map it out. I'm going to play this guy. I'm going to play this guy. I might, like looking at the form, this guy's got a 6.5. He's been playing at a 686, so he'll start. If I'm going to do it on form, like you could shuffle them around and I'll be like, okay, this is what I'm landing on. This is what I'm pretty sure I'm going to do. So these are the guys I'm resting. Don't let them train. There's no reason to. They don't need
I
to
can
train if
agree.
they're going to play in the next game. Game time is more important than training time. If you have 2 games in a week or more, they don't need to train in between at all. Not even those other off days. That will cut back on your injuries by a lot. I know it means planning ahead and you can't always do that perfectly. Sometimes things happen where you'd be like at the last minute, you'd be like, oh shit, this guy's on international duty and I forgot to look that up. That can happen. And if that's the case, well, you just be like, all right, well, I'll have to slide a different guy in there. He trained all week, but at least he has legs that haven't fallen off. If some of your bench guys get hurt in the meantime, that sucks. And I hate that. And it's a shame. However, the nice thing about what you're doing is you can kind of do a twofold thing where I can go, these guys played this week. I'm going to rest them for the next 4 days after the day after, sorry, the 4 days in between. These 3 guys over here that I put in are going to play the next game. I'm going to rest them now as well as after the next game. Try to think of training as quite optional for guys that are playing. Training is just a secondary icing on the cake kind of thing for the dudes who are supposed to play your matches. Be careful with your young players because if you don't play them a bunch and you're resting them too much, they're not going to develop very much, obviously. I mean, I think that would go without saying. But game time is the most important possible thing you can do. That's why when you're looking at my players here, you're going to see that they get into quite a few matches. And when it's time to rest them, I try to pick the moments when I know they're getting into matches. If they aren't training, how do you develop them? By playing them in games. That's it. They play in games. That's the best development time. Playing in games is the most important development time possible. Players will get there's already been plenty of tests that people have done. I think there's one streamer you were talking about, Jacob. It's what's results based FM or something, or fact based FM. I don't know. They do all kinds of weird
I think it's
experiments.
results based FM. I think he
Results
has a
based
Twitter
FM.
as well. But I go ahead.
Anyway, so they did an experiment whereby they did what's more important, training or game time. So they did one where a bunch of players didn't train at all and they just played games. Then they did
Oh,
one
okay, so
where they did one where a bunch of players trained all season but didn't play games, and it showed quite emphatically that game time is more important than anything else. What you got here for me, Drop Bear? More winning?
a couple of
Winning good.
of people have actually done that.
Yeah. So
That that's what sparked the big controversy
mhm.
from last season with one of your least favorite creators.
Yeah, I understand. It's fine. Uh, so yeah, you just wanna play them. Playing them is more important than anything you could ever do. Physical training, like cardio and endurance, is a killer. It can be. You're absolutely right. Preseason stuff could be bad. That's why you get more injuries in the preseason, but you need it. I was never do those because it tires them out. Fair, and it's annoying because sometimes it changes to those by default when rescheduling games. So when you reschedule games, that's something I can address for you. When a game gets rescheduled, I imagine you let the AI do your training. Fine, that's okay. You don't have to do it yourself. Arsenal lost the FA Cup.
Yeah, which
That's,
means West Ham is in Europe. Finished 17th and they're in Europe.
didn't see that coming. Okay, sorry, and I'll get back on the track here. Not doing your own training is perfectly fine. I encourage you to learn it. It's better to do it yourself. But if you have to not, every time a match is rescheduled, it's dropped in your inbox. It'll say match rescheduled. And by default, the AI doesn't change things the way it should. It'll put a game in the center and it'll still have 3 slots of training on both sides of it. Change that fast. And you don't even have to manually edit it at all. You can still go in and just pick what they recommend. Again, I can't show you because we're not in a season. I wish I could. Uh, be so nice if I could just show you, but I don't have that option. Oh, yes, I do. Right here. Okay, so when you go in here, just find what they recommend and click it. Okay, so say a game shows up right here. It'll just drop it in, or even right here. Actually, better example. Game gets dropped in here. Okay, it won't change these. And that's just silly because now your chances of somebody getting hurt is just astronomical. But if you just click this again and sometimes twice, it will put your rests in here, it will put your rests in here and your recoveries over here. You don't even have to change it yourself. You can just, I recommend clicking it twice. Yes, twice. I know. Why doesn't it do it after once? Sometimes I don't know. It needs a kick. If a game was dropped in there, I could show you. I showed it on the last stream. I had to show somebody that, but it's a very good thing to keep in mind. That will reduce your injuries a lot. So every time you get a news item that states, a game's coming up, here's what your training looks like. Make sure you absolutely click that just to be sure, just to be solid that there isn't going to be a bunch of unnecessary stuff around it. If you're playing too many games, as Benfica FM pointed out there, and this is a really important one, lighten what is in the training docket. Okay. Like if you've played a ton of games, drop into your medical center, look at who's on a high match load, who's at a high injury risk, how many games they've played, and start taking things out that don't need to be there. Don't be afraid to add more rests and recoveries. Don't be afraid to do that. Training is your icing, playing games is the cake. Can only use physical on preseason and give them plenty of holidays throughout the season. My boys are spoiled. It's a great approach, though. It's a really good approach. but you get way less injuries, and that's it. Trying to mitigate injuries on this game, in-game injuries you can't prevent. Everything else is in the user's control. I believe that. I do. I really do. You got it? Okay, cool. I mean, I wish I could give you better visuals, but once our new season starts, I can. And I don't have that option at the moment, unfortunately. Oh, hi, kitten. You want to come back? Come here, buddy. Here's your bed. Come on. Get over here.
I don't know if I'll be able to get this Belgian player.
Well, I believe in you. Always rest between matches, as for short fixture turnaround. Yeah, resting between matches is pretty essential. I call it wrapping my players in bubble wrap. It's like I'm going to wrap all of my players in bubble wrap now so they don't get hurt before the next game. It's just one of those things I always like to do. A black void? Yeah, that's my black void. That's my kitty cat right there. I got him a bed on my desk recently because that's where he sleeps anyway. He literally sleeps on my hand when it's on the keyboard. So like my hand is on the keyboard and his face is like right on my hand, and it's kind of adorable. But I wanted to make it more comfy for him. So actually just today I got him this bed here. He sent the player my director of football wants to buy me. He's actually decent. Oh, you want me to look at your new player? Defender. Oh yeah, he's not bad at all. You can get players like that in that division, eh? That's cool. I've never played in that division, so it's interesting to see the types of players you can get, but they're not bad at all. Some pretty high caliber stuff you can play with there. Like I don't know why. I was thinking like League One caliber players, but no, these are quite a bit better than that, aren't they? Shows what I know. Ongoing focus update. Let's see. The most recommended players, I'm not surprised. Bane Chandler. Yeah. Joaquin Pizzotti. Go figure. It's funny. Craig Laycock comes up in a lot of people's games. Everybody sees him. They're like, he's not a new gen. He's in my game. It's like, yes, he's actually one of the people who works on the game. He's got himself. I don't know how or why he managed to be. He's always a good new gen. If you ever see this guy's name pop up in your new gens, he's always decent. I don't know how Craig managed to get that. My new gen is terrible most of the time. I've seen my name pop up in 2 FM stories ever where he wasn't like the worst player, but nonetheless, I've never seen my own personal new gen in this game be any good ever. So. And this is a side that's finished 15th 2 years in a row.
So you remember the little blurb on the left-hand side of the transfer screen?
Yes.
And it was supposed to, so that sign that limit does show up. The person I was looking at wasn't a foreign player, I guess. That's why I didn't see it.
Ah, okay. So it is
So
there.
I do see it, and like I said, I think the last day is going to be May 31st.
Okay, well, we're going to find
So
out
on
pretty
June
quick
1st,
here. I'm excited to find
yeah.
out so that we know definitively because like I said, it's a new rule and I don't actually know the answer. I messaged Mark Duffy to ask him, but he's not on because it's 5 a.m. in the UK. He might answer me later, but sometimes he's up actually playing FM, but he's not right now. So.
Oh, speaking of video games, Saturday I'm going to be able to work on OOTP more.
He was on an hour and a half ago, though, so there's that. OOTP, yay, good, awesome. Get that database rolling. It's weird how you work for the game and are super low key. Yeah, I appreciate that. If you marketed that somehow on Twitch, you'd have a bigger. I don't want a bigger audience. Let me explain to you why I do what I do here. It started with somebody saying, "Hey, can you answer these questions for me?" And I like doing that. I like helping people. Sure, I'll answer whatever questions I can. I don't know everything, but I can try to find things out if I don't know. I do like doing that as well because then that gives me a reason to bug some of the guys that I talk to. Hey, can you tell me about this? More often than not, they can't. Be like, or they won't. It's funny how often it's a funny thing. I don't know if you've ever seen that, like that South Park episode. I don't know if you watch South Park, but there's one about like the U.S. government and the conspiracy with 9/11 and how they want you to think that they were powerful enough to be the ones that actually, like they want the mystique around it to seem like they were responsible for it, so that you believe that they're. Anyway, Miles is a lot like that with this game. There's a lot of things about this game that are purposely kept ambiguous just so that you can think that it's a better game than it is. There's a lot of AI in this that people think, oh my God, the AI in this is so advanced. It's not. It's really actually quite basic compared to what people think it can do. You haven't been here, and I'm sorry to the people who've heard me say this 30,000 times, Drop Bear, but my favorite thing that I ever read on any of the forums, the SI forums, Facebook or Reddit, is when people say the AI learns your tactics. It doesn't. It really doesn't. It responds to certain things in the game, but the AI doesn't learn your tactics. But somehow, for some reason, we're allowed to let people think that because that makes the game sound like it's super smart. It's not. It's not that smart. It does do reactionary things. It absolutely does, but it doesn't learn your tactics. There's no AI in it that's that sophisticated. Not yet. Hopefully, one day. AI is really advancing. So I'd love to see that kind of thing integrated. It would be amazing. But I started doing this because people wanted help. And I like helping. And so they said, well, why don't you stream some of these things so I can see it? And I was like, stream it? What do you mean stream it? People want to watch other people play video games? That's ridiculous. Why would anyone do that? At the time, I couldn't grasp it. Now I understand. Now I get it because it's social and I really like it. This is actually about as much social interaction as I get. So I enjoy that. When I first started doing it on my own, though, I was doing it during hours when people in Europe were awake, and I was getting to 20, 30 people chatting at once, and I can't keep up with that. I was like, nope, not my thing. I don't care to be big at this. It's more of a hobby for me, and I'm good with that. Very, very good with that. If I make a few bucks, great. Hey, I ain't going to complain. But yeah, I have heard that I could be bigger if I wanted to be. It's like, well, I appreciate it. It's just I don't really want to. I think it's more fun to not give myself anxiety because I feel bad if I can't answer everyone. I have gone into other chats and watched people try to keep up with them and they just ignore most of them, and I just can't be that person. It's not in me to do. I can't ignore people when they're asking questions about the game. I would literally feel too bad about it. I'd feel guilty about it. I'd get a free floating guilt complex over that. So now I get lots of crazy Australians, which is okay. That's great. I mean, nothing wrong with that. You tried to play O2P and you lost. You have zero understanding of baseball. Oh, well, I'm sorry. Yeah, keep playing and you'll get it. It's hitting 300 is good. No, that didn't help.
Yeah.
That's a very, very vague explanation. It's like, what is hitting 300? It's a batting average. So if you hit 3 out of 10 times, you're a good player, basically. I know, Drop Bear. I'm sorry. One of these days, though, I could absolutely just kind of sit here on Discord with you and chill and talk about it. We could. I didn't mention him to you. I didn't know Angelo Barbero was on Liverpool. I didn't see his name there when I last played them. Isn't he one of our former players? Or
He's not. He sounds like a formal player. You had Angelo.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and he's on some other Man United, I think. But yeah, oh yeah, I can help you, Drop Bear. I'll help you with OTP. I mean, Jacob would be better. He knows baseball way better than I do. But either one of us could probably help you play the game just fine. Here's what you do: just try to find some guys that have like decent at contact and are good at the position you're playing them. Their defensive ratings are decent at the positions you're playing them. After that, you kind of just watch what they do. Pitching, you want really good. For me, most people like stuff because that's just how hard they throw. But I don't know. I'm more of a control kind of person. Guys with good control. It's hard to find them though. So, yeah. The ratings I can help you with no problem anytime. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Out of criticism from me, go to the regen faces. The regen attitude attributes such as STs with no finishing. Well, finishing is not that important for strikers. I'd say it's fifth or sixth, maybe. But yeah, this is why I have real faces on my new gens because I can't stand the potato heads. So I use the AI faces for all of my new gens. Because yeah, all these are new gens, and I really do prefer these real faces. Potato heads kind of piss me off. The faces are awful. I agree with that. The massive hairstyles. Yeah. The really, really big, tall ones. Yeah, that's been patched out. That was actually a bug that was happening far too often. And it's the reason I ended up putting in the new faces because I had 5 players on my team that had the giant Marge Simpson hairdo. Shouts. What do I think about shouts? I think that only a small handful of them work, but I know which ones they are, so I'm okay with that. So I think that for the average user, for the average new user, they're incredibly broken and somewhat stupid. But they definitely are super effective if used properly. I swear by them. It's one of the best ways to not concede late in the game. If you use shouts properly, you will not get scored on 3 times in the last 10 minutes, Jacob. So, stuff like that can be really
I'm gonna
effective.
come to Canada and beat your ass because you said that.
Okay,
Damn.
as long as we can go for dinner after and hang out. Uh,
All right, steak dinner
I'm gonna have to get
on
my
me.
ass beat. That's fine. I'll take it if it gets you up here. Do I think they're OP? Uh, I wouldn't say shouts are OP. That it's that's tough to say. I may be the wrong person to ask because I take for granted the knowledge I have. I know when to use them, and I know that when they work. So is that OP? Yeah, I guess. I guess knowing exactly how to use them in the right way makes them OP. I guess I'll concede to that. But the majority of them do nothing or are always negative. So is that broken? Yeah, that's also broken. So we can agree on that. Shouts are pretty dumb. It's like the same repetitive answers for every single press question. Same idea. Stop trying to hire my coaches. God damn it. Is this a good coach? Oh, he's a really good coach. Fuck you, Real Madrid. I'm going to pay you a whole bunch more. I don't want to lose my.
No,
Don't want
Rick
to lose.
shit is now in the championship.
Who is?
Rick shit.
Oh, psh,
Now in
you'll
the
live.
championship.
Look at that. So
That's so
funny.
important.
West Ham 17th in Europa. Oh, Crystal Palace is in Europa. So we managed
Nope.
to avoid United getting into.
Nope. United's gonna get in because they're gonna get the extra Champions League
Oh, it's going to trickle down. Well,
coefficients.
Palace is in Europa and West Ham's in Europa. West Ham looks funny though with that one in 17th. I'm off. Apologies. I have cricket. Okay, have fun at cricket, Drop Bear. I just used the second answer in the press conference and no one complains. True, I guess if you have to do your own press conferences, that might be the one thing I leave to my assistants. Because what's the
All right,
point?
it's June 1st. Let's see if we can make transfers.
Oh, ad break. Well, that only affects one viewer currently,
Nope.
though I'm sorry for that.
Nope, we cannot.
You know what's funny is that I don't get a lot of viewers, Jacob. But a lot of them are becoming followers or subscribers. I mean,
That's fantastic.
yeah, I know it's like truly amazing. I guess it speaks to good content, but that's all you, man. That's all
Oh,
you.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's on you too.
No, that's all you.
40% of 16
Mm.
is 6.4. Okay, so we can't sell that clause again.
650 campaign and 5% of ticket sales. 412 season ticket holders. That's amazing. You loaded the game and you have 5 matches in a row. What do you mean you have 5 matches in a row? Like with no breaks in between?
Porto, we are not giving up
Wait, like 5
evolution
matches
here.
in 5 days? That should never happen. With 2 to 4 day breaks. Okay, well yeah, just literally do not train them in between. And rotate the best you can. I don't know how much depth you have in your squad, but that's going to test it. That's for sure. Oh my god! And minute management on your star players. Like if you have a lead 60 minutes in, take them out. Permanent rest. Yeah, pretty much permanent rest. I agree, Drop Bear. Just don't rest them on game days. It's important. Oh yeah, make sure you're only resting them the days in between. I can show you how to count that. So because the day that you're on doesn't count, and I know that's convoluted. So in order to rest players, calendar. All right. So if I had a game on a Sunday here and I wanted to rest them, I'd have to count the days before there's a game here. So it would be 1, 2. So on Sunday, I'm on Sunday. I rest my players for 2 days. That'll be these 2 days. If you wait till Monday and rest them for 2 days, it'll be these 2 days, and they'll be resting on the day you play, and that's not good. So what you want to do is you want to check your calendar and count the days in between. Say I have a game here Just picture it. I know it's not there, and I have a game here. What matters is the days in between. So it's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So if I'm on a Wednesday, which I currently am, and I've just played a match, the match is over. I'm going to rest my players for 1, 2, 3 days. Then they'll be available for Sunday. And then if I play again Wednesday, it'll be 1, 2. So I know as soon as my Sunday game is done to rest them for 2 days. And then they'll be available for Wednesday. I know it's strange, but the day you're on doesn't count, even if it's at the start of the day. But it's all silliness. So yeah, just count the days in between matches, and that's when you want to rest them for sure. Don't panic if they're on rest the day of a game. You can right click them, go to training, and call them back to training so that the day that they play, they won't have rest. If they're on rest and they play, they won't play as well. It's kind of comical, actually. That made 95% of sense. I know it makes more sense when I have actual games on there to show you and then do it visually. I'm sorry. You're definitely a visual person. I can tell you're a lot like me in that way. I'm a lot more visual as well. Just without games in my schedule, I can't show you much. Not currently.
Let me do my preseason friendlies.
What about the one shot, one goal tendency you've been noticing this FM? Thoughts? Watch more real life football. It happens way more often than people think. You got to think about the progression of how good of a shot must that one shot be for it to be the only one they got? It's got to be pretty good. So the chances of it going in, it's reasonable. It could be high. Do I like it? No, I fucking hate it. Especially since one shot, one goal, and it's usually also that player's first fucking goal of the season. No, it's not always anymore. That was another thing from years ago. But yeah, until the games come. Absolutely, yeah. In the meantime, kind of plug away at it the way I did. I can show it to you again if you need. No problem. Don't feel like you're bothering me. I can take the moments. Like right now, Jacob's doing some scouting, so showing you stuff is not a problem at all. You need to be shown, not told. I understand, Drop Bear. A lot of us players who play this game are very visual. It's something I've noticed. Visual learners play database games. It's the way our brains work. We like this stuff. We kind of absorb it. But yeah, one shot, one goal is not one of my favorite things. However, it happens more than I'd like it to. Being FM'd is one of those funny things where it's like, I started, showing people graphs of how often it happens in real football, and it's like, it's pretty consistent actually. Being FM'd, yeah. You won a game with 3 shots and 3 goals. There you go. You FM'd the AI. Well done. I won a game with 3 goals and 2 shots. Take that.
All my friendlies are set for next year.
Oh,
I
they are?
have
Wow.
7. Oh no, because I do them
7.
myself because
Yes, I know you do.
I hate how the AI does it.
Oh, do you? No. I think they put in entirely too many sometimes, but I always forget, so I just let them do it. Hey, he made the nice. My striker scored for his national team. That's exciting for him. Very exciting for him. Yeah, the one shot, one goal you're saying this season specifically. I don't notice it any more this season than any other season. Damn it! They signed my goalkeeping coach. God damn, I hate when that happens. Even offered him a big bonus. All right, that hurt my training a lot. Ow. Hmm. Guess I'll go find a new goalkeeping coach. That guy was really good. So is this guy. See if I get him. Probably not. Find a lot of these foreign coaches that are on teams already just end up resigning where they're at more often than not. So it looks like I'm going to take a big dip. Dip, dip, dip.
8.99. It's midnight. God dang.
Uh huh. You work tomorrow?
On Friday. Tomorrow I go 10 8:45 to 9, and Friday I go. Uh, I'm supposed to go 3 to 10,
Well, try to
but that might.
grind out a little bit more time in your transfer window. It opens soon.
Yeah,
Did the thing roll over after the 31st?
it did not. So my next guess right now is gonna be,
June 9th.
yeah.
That was what that person posted, is that it's June 9th. But I said, well, take it with a grain of salt because we don't know. Well, that does help with
Nice,
injuries. You're right. Yep,
nice.
balancing training definitely helps a lot. Yeah, it's nice to keep these away from heavy because oh yeah, that can really contribute. But what you put into your training schedule affects which of these will turn heavy as well. I'm sure you know that. I'm sure you know that. Yeah. So if you put a whole bunch of possession type trainings into your training week, this will get heavy, whereas these ones won't.
So confused. I have 16. Oh, okay, okay.
Your
Fascinating.
coaching assignments right here. That's what we were talking about. Is balancing these so that they are at the maximum efficiency, so that you don't get an overwhelming amount of heavy training schedule. What's the word? Red heavy. Let's call it red heavy, so that these don't turn into
Mhm.
heavy. Because if they do, then players don't. The training's less effective, and yes, it could lead to more injuries. But therein where it lies, where it's not a terrible thing to sometimes spread out the types of training you're doing if you're going to do it manually. Uh, you know, put a little defense, put a little attacking, put a little something possession. Like don't put it all into one thing, like the AI loves to do. God, the AI is bad at training. That's one of the criticisms I could go on with forever, is how awful the AI is at putting in training, and yet 90% of FM players rely on the AI to do their training, and then they complain about how they're not doing so well. It's like, damn, I can't learn it. I've literally done tutorials on it. Uh, they're not around anymore, though. I should do an up to date one. I still have my old transfer tutorial though on uh, YouTube, and it's still pretty relevant to now. That whole,
Gotcha.
why does the AI get to buy players cheaper than I can? It's like, because you're not doing what they do. They don't have any advantage over you. I'm playing FM nonstop for 7 years. That's great, as well as going for FM12 and 14. That's awesome. Yeah, it's a good game. Once you get hooked, you kind of get hooked, don't you? Yeah, the transfer thing is another big one that I hear a lot. People go on about how it's unfair. Like, why did this player sign for this lower team for less money? And I can answer all those things. The AI has zero advantage on you. Your technical is heavy. What should you do? How many people are training it, and how many different slots are the trainers for that? Let's go into it. Technical. For which one? Possession, attacking, or defending? They were illegally. I'm sorry to hear that. I definitely don't like to hear that, but at least you buy them now. Defending. Defending technical is heavy. Okay, so we're going to look here and see who's clicked in. So I have 3 guys that are clicked in, okay? And so that won't turn heavy. However, the other thing to look at is the ones who are selected, do they have multiple things selected? As you can see, the 3 guys I have training technical defending don't train anything else. They only train this. All right? And I have 3 of them. So that should never turn into a heavy. For you, when you look at it, start with this column. How many people are training technical defending? You always ask the assistant to
Mhm.
assign. They'll end up putting guys on more than one category. I don't do that. You only have one person assigned to technical defending. Do you have enough staff to add another person to it? And is that one person training more than one category? This is where lower divisions are going to have a hard time. And this is why in lower league saves, there are more injuries than in top league saves. Staff is a big contributor to that.
Am I able to continue? Or do you want me to wait?
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, for sure. I can get back to that screen, no problem.
The games tomorrow.
The one is doing one form of training. Okay, so the one guy you have doing that is only training that, but you don't have enough to add a second staff member to it. I'm guessing it must be a matter. If you only have one, you only have one. And if it's heavy, well, sometimes you got to live with it when you're not a team that has a high enough reputation to get a bunch of staff. Yeah, this is where you start having to start making some choices. So, what I like to do in these instances is I like to have one person for each category. Okay, and then if you need to, you can't afford to hire two for every category. But what you can do is get one person that you give all of these to. All right. Especially defending, attacking, possession. Not fitness, goalkeeping. I like to keep those separate, and set pieces, of course. But you can put one person who goes into all six of these slots. So let's say I add like this guy is going to be like that. Okay. Now he's not going to train well, but he's not there to train the category well. He's there to give me balance on all those things. So if you have a category with more than one person in it, even if they're not good at it, put them into the other categories that you need to balance out the heavy. Even if you have a guy over here, like say you have two in this category and only one here, take one of these guys and also put him in this one, and that should help you with the heavy. Should help a lot. But again, that's if you have enough staff to do that. And if you don't, well, sometimes you bite the bullet and roll on anyway. What's my schedule? I'm here Mondays and Wednesdays, but that's in my time. So for you, that would be Tuesdays and Thursdays. I come on at 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on Mondays and Wednesdays. Let's go and check and see what that is at your time. Won't be hard to figure out. You said UK time. Can you give me my save and I help you? When I'm not playing with Jacob, yes, I could probably do that for you. Absolutely. As a subscriber, I will give you that benefit. I wouldn't mind helping you at all. Or wait, you're a subscriber. Do you have Discord? Ba, 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 da, 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 da.
I think I found my replacement for Todd.
Indeed. You found a replacement for Toth already? That's fantastic, dude. Good. Yeah, you're starting to think about replacing your own guys, eh?
What can you play as though? An advanced playmaker.
How do I PM you, Vinny Farah? Whisper. There it is. Because I'm always looking for it in the wrong spot. There, that way we can talk when I'm not streaming. And then sometimes if I can carve out some time, I can help you that way. Senior Puff. I'm going to have to rename you on my server so I know which one you are. You don't have your... Oh yeah, you gotta link your Discord to Twitch if you want to show up in the subscribers area, if you care. Not everybody cares.
Zala? Some Zala do.
There you go. Now you show up as Mini Pharaoh for me so I can remember and not get you mixed up. Sub for me not to be famous. I mean, I appreciate the support no matter what. Like I said, every once in a while I get enough little few dollars that I can buy a new game and I enjoy it, and I owe that to you. So it is. I still appreciate it. Absolutely, it's nice. It's very, very nice. I'm not going to say no to free shit. It's, why would I? That'd be silly. But yeah, to become a millionaire, you have to do a lot of work at this, and I don't want to do that. I have a day job, thanks, and it's also one of those things where you have to be able to talk to a lot of people all the time, and it's like, No,
Oh,
I'm not that much of a people person. But yeah, anytime somebody subscribes, I get excited and it's awesome. It's like, wow, I actually have quite a few subscribers. It's amazing to me how many I have. I don't get a lot of viewers, but
so
most of them subscribe. So I'm like, I love
I
you
have a
guys.
question.
Okay, what's your question, Jacob?
It sounds stupid, but I just want to make sure.
No, there are no stupid questions, only stupid people. Oh, wait, I mean, go ahead.
So a player's PPM is that he runs with the ball down the right.
Okay,
If I put him on the left side, is he going to try and drift to the right, or does that basically just become
it negates it.
null and void?
It null
It
and
negates
void.
it.
Yeah, it completely null and void. If he plays AMC, he'll dribble on the right. If he plays right wing, he'll dribble on the right. If he plays left wing, it completely just ignores that PPM. It's useless and irrelevant. So whether or not he cuts inside will be more of a individual attribute choice. If he has a cut inside PPM from either side, then of course it's going to use that. If he has a cut inside from the right and plays on the left, he won't. Again, null and void. So yeah, playing on the left and right, those things kind of just negate it entirely. Do I have a question? How much does reputation help with things? If that makes a reputation for your club and for you is everything. Reputation is the most important thing in the game, I would think. Is there anything more important in the game than reputation, Jacob? Do you think?
Um, no,
No,
because
I.
that
Yeah,
directly impacts the types of players that you can get.
yeah, like for team, for manager, everything. Yeah, your reputation as a manager is how much your players will respect you, how often they're going to complain to you, how much what you say to them has an impact on them. If you have a low reputation and you try to be a disciplinarian, your players are just going to disrespect you. Should you hire staff with high reputation? No, that
Yes.
doesn't matter to
What?
me. I don't think so. I don't care about staff with high reputation. I care about staff that have better attributes. But if it comes down to two equal staff, get the one with a better reputation if they're equal. All things being equal, reputation is an excellent tiebreaker for your staff, but no, attributes matter most. So,
Yeah,
like this
I
guy here has
agree.
got good determination, discipline, motivating. That's what I care about. When I see a coach, I want those three things. All right. This
Well, that
is
also,
next. Go ahead.
sorry, DMD also directly affects the star rating for a coaching category.
Absolutely. It does. That's right. Yeah. So these three things here are the most important to me. Should be to a lot of people for coaches, anyhow. And then I want to see, of course, these things. So defending technical, you know which category he goes in, right? You said defending tactical. These are the categories you're going to try to put them in and have good numbers in. You want your good mental tactical for possession. You want good attacking tactical for attacking coaches. This kind of stuff hopefully explains itself. But when it comes to the mental aspect, these three things that it highlights, and it highlights it for you. These are what matters most. If I find two guys that are equal in this way, then yeah, I'll defer to reputation. But reputation really doesn't matter for your coaches. It doesn't affect much. It will affect small things in the way that they are training in these categories, but not enough that it would negate those skills. Skills are first in those things. But reputation for your team is what kind of players you can sign. Reputation as a manager is how well your players react to you. So right now, I have a high enough reputation on my team in my game that I can tell my players all to go fuck themselves, and they'll look forward to the trip. I call that diplomacy. I literally can tell them off and be like, I stand by my decisions, and they won't fire me. Not right now. So yeah, getting a good, solid
Right.
reputation with your team means a lot. But having just won the Premier League, I probably have 2 or 3 years of leniency if I screw up. Well, maybe just two. FM's getting a little bit more hardcore about that, isn't it? I've seen. Hey, Drop Bear just got fired recently from his Chelsea game.
Jeez.
I know. I was like, damn, hardcore, man. Like he had done really well, won them some trophies. Then he had one kind of off year, and it's like you're out.
Well, if you say you're gonna perform, and you don't,
Yeah, he did end up having some really wretched form to end the season on the one place there. So I was like, I kind of get it. Here's
so
some
I
new
might have to
guys.
sell Dollar at. Is that considered a loss? No, I might have to sell him at below face value because I need the money at this point.
It's not the worst thing. Below face value isn't terrible. Hopefully, it's not too much below, but I get it.
It's half of his value.
It's like that sometimes.
It's half of his value.
It's your squad a position I'd like to
Because
improve in. I don't know. I'll just say this one. You need trophies to gain higher reputation. Yeah, winning in general, just winning, just win. You want a higher reputation? Win. Win trophies. Win games. That's it. That's all there is to it. You play with a better team. Often it's not that team that plays well and is dominant over you. It's that make mistakes that subsequently they score. Match load are the two most important words in this game, Blaster. So if you start playing players on high match loads, they forget how to play. You know how, and I was addressing it earlier when people say, oh, the AI learns your tactics. And the reason that that became a belief is because you'll be winning, and you hit a lull. Your players forget how to play. You start losing. And everybody just chalks it up to the AI learned your tactics, but that's not it. It's these two words here, the two most magical words in this whole game, match load. As soon as players hit what I call high heavy, they forget how to play. If they hit very heavy, forget about it. Don't play them. But that's what happens. 99.9% of the time when somebody says to me that they've hit a wall, I've looked at their saves, and this has been the case almost every time. Sometimes they just have shit players against the teams they're playing against, and I'm sorry, those teams just don't class you. But in the instance you're using, I don't run into it much because I know it's not just about maintaining condition. It's not just about maintaining sharpness. Those are really important things, obviously. But match load should be on a default screen. This is my DNA view. But even if it's on your regular view, you can always jump into the risk assessment screen, or even just right here in the medical center, it will show you match loads. A player on a heavy match load, when you look at them in the medical center, you're going to want to start comparing their high factors. So a guy who's played 3 games and run 10 kilometers is going to have in the risk assessment, because it will be within 2 weeks, he's going to have a heavy match load. I would call that 3 games, 10 kilometers. I'd call that a medium high, medium heavy. And if I can, I would sit him out because he's not going to play as well. It's just not going to happen. And I shouldn't say it's just not going to happen. It usually doesn't happen. Sometimes they can still play well because they're just that good. I have the odd player like Angelo in my other save. Before he was a well-known entity, I'd signed him, and he's become a star player. And even if he's on a heavy medium, sometimes even on a high heavy, he still plays well. But he's more of an exception to the rule than the general rule. But players like Jesper Peterson, I played him in my last 3 games on a heavy match load. I shouldn't have, and he played really badly. So that's on me a little bit. Also, he's one of the guys I've tried to rely on to carry my team, but heavy match loads are a killer, absolute killer of form, and players forget how to play when they hit to medium heavy to high heavy, depending on how decent their fitness is. Some of them can overcome it. Some of them can persevere through mentals and physicals and still perform reasonably well, but I try not to risk it because it's just too much of a chance that they're going to fall off if their match loads are too high. You got to consider, though, playing time is a big factor on this. So I always like to try to think of Mohamed Salah because I'm a Liverpool fan. He plays in pretty much every match for Liverpool because he has the star player status, right? It happens in real life. But he doesn't play every minute of every game. They do manage his minutes well, which has to be done. So he does get subbed off and subbed on from time to time, although I'm sure if it was up to him, he'd play every minute of every game, but that's not realistic, even though in the game, players will complain if you don't play them in every minute of every game, and I hate that. I'm sure we all do. But a star player, sometimes you have to drive them through medium heavy or high heavy. Sometimes you have to just to keep them happy. And when you do that, you do run the risks of injury and performance loss. But if the player is good enough, they'll get through it. So I would recommend never giving star player to a guy who can't persevere through those. Agreed playing time is a really big thing that people get stuck on. Like, look, I only have one star player, and there's a reason for that. Because, oh no, I have two. Right? Sorry, Martin's got one on his contract renewal, but he deserves it. So I only have 2 star players. You don't want to have too many of those, otherwise, chaos can ensue. Talking about the match engine, it says very specifically. I'm saying very specifically, a better team. Let's say City versus Leeds. Okay, and I'm Leeds, no problem. City wins 3-0, but it's 3 goals from mistakes from you, not from good players from City. Get it? Oh, try not to take the visual representation of the match engine as literally as what you see. Because in order for the game to compensate for the fact that the team is just that much better, it has to fabricate things visually to explain why. I'm not sure if I can explain that very well. It's something that's improving all the time, especially this season. The 3D match engine is starting to visually represent more and more of what's actually happening. A good example is like how many times in the past you'd hit the post and you'd think, holy crap, that doesn't happen in real life. But what it is more of the game has calculated that it's going to be a very narrow miss. Now, you'd think in a real life situation, a narrow miss means they narrowly missed the net entirely. Well, FM sometimes translates it to finer margins, or it did. It's getting better now, like I said. And it would just hit the post a lot because that to them is a visual representation of a narrow miss. Even though in the game code, it doesn't say hit the post. Like that's not a thing, right? That's not how it's calculated. Without going too much into, because I don't know enough of the game engine to explain it, and even if I did, I couldn't. I'm not, because things can be taken away that shouldn't be. When you feel like your team's making mistakes, it could come down to it's either a bad visual representation, which is a lot of the times, or your players are just literally making mistakes. I think match load could be a defining factor, but I don't know. Maybe you know your rotation very, very well. And it's just a simple matter of player A that lost his footing. Jesus, Steven Gerrard slipped and lost us a Premier League title. It could happen to anyone. But yeah, mistakes can be made because a player pressed them that was just that much better than they are. Like, I'd like to just create an example out of this, but like, say a great attacker presses on Sebastião here while he's got the ball, and it factors in some of the calculations of his attributes, and the other guy's attributes are just a little bit better. Maybe the best way to calculate that as a code-based thing and as a visual representation is that it looks like Sebastião made a mistake, whereas it could have been a forced mistake. You know what forced mistakes are? That's the whole point of pressing, is to force mistakes. So maybe some of it's that. I mean, without looking at each individual play and dissecting them, it's hard to really know. So I understand what you mean, but when I see City versus Leeds and City wins 3-0, wasn't that an expected result? I mean, somewhat, anyways. It should be. Sometimes it doesn't go that way. Sometimes Leeds beat City and you go, holy crap, that's amazing. But equally, it could be because a player on City made a mistake. We don't know without going through it all. But if you feel like it's because your players are making mistakes and not just because you were outclassed, I would chalk that up to more of a visual representation folly than an actual, it was on you and there was something you could have done about it. Did any of that make? I don't know if I made enough sense with all of that, but I'm trying my best. Whoa, Jacob, what'd you find? Did you find a treasure?
Trying to fight with Arsenal right now.
You're fighting with Arsenal over a player or a staff?
Player.
Oh, Arsenal's fighting with you? Oh.
Minimum league goals.
Yeah, one of the things I could recommend to people when they get super frustrated is don't watch the game in 3D. Watch it in 2D.
Yeah, that was something I was going to ask.
Yeah, well, that was one of your pieces of advice you used to give to people, Jacob. Watch it in 2D for a while. You'll actually find that the game gives you a better... Yeah, the 2D engine gives you a better idea of why things happen, where things happen, how things happen. Then the 3D engine, it's not quite where we want it to be, but God, it's so much better this year. I love some of the new things that are in there that do accurately visually represent things. They're hitting the post a lot less too, which I like. The narrow misses are actually looking more like narrow misses, like they should. it's an evolution over time. I don't work on the 3D match engine, so I can't give you much of an answer on how much further it's going to go, or where, or when, or any of that stuff. But I'm impressed with what they've done so far. Those guys have done an amazing job at making. I mean, some people argue it should have gone faster, but I mean, they don't have like 40 people like EA Sports does. They had 6. So try to immerse in the game. I understand this. Oh, I'm not even going to finish that sentence just yet. I have to shake my head because I'm just like, yeah, I know what's coming.
So I'm gonna lose $1 for not what I want.
I don't like that.
The overall value is higher than what he's valued at, but he's going for right now. He's accepted an offer for 53 million from Middlesbrough,
Hmm.
but 22 of that is up front, and
Hmm.
I don't know, 28 is over the next few years.
That's not that bad.
However, he gets a 20% sell-on clause, so that's 10 million right off the bat,
Ah,
which
yeah.
means the money that I'm gonna get in my budget for this year is going to be whatever my transfer revenue is of 15 million, and I can look at that right now. My transfer revenue, oh, 100%, so I'll get the 15 million. So I'm getting 15 million towards this budget, and I'm about to get a player from Arsenal.
Oh, so wait.
Uh,
So you also get a player?
no, 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 no. I'm doing two different deals right now. I'm
Oh,
giving away Endala and replacing him with Arsenal player Camilo Camacho.
okay, gotcha. All right. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's.
So
I know it's not ideal, but it's not too shabby. I mean, it's some money up front. You're giving up some to a sell clause. What's his percentage on his sell clause?
no, no, 20%, so he gets $10 million.
Ugh,
So
gross.
I'm gonna have 15 million added to my budget,
Yeah.
but with the sale of Camilo Camacho,
Mm.
um, that is 30 million upfront. So the net transfer loss between the two players is going to be 15 million.
Yeah.
That's how I'm gonna.
Yeah. Yes.
That's what it is right now.
Gotcha. Very, very good. So it reminds you sometimes that it's not a simulation. In a lot of ways, it is a simulation. In some ways, it's very much a randomizer. And I feel that frustration. It has those more of it's under your control than not. And so at least we can take solace in knowing that. And that a lot of the things in the game is well within our grasp. And that we can affect the outcomes of things. But there's certain situations where you just can't. Because I mean we're not in control of the players individually. There has to be random factors that we can't do anything about. That's true of real life too. I'm sure there's a lot of times managers are watching their players make a mistake and they think, God damn it, I wish I could have done something about that. If only I could have taught him better in training. It doesn't matter. As a manager watching on the sidelines, seeing things develop in a way that you don't expect them to still seems realistic in a way, does it not? But yeah, sometimes it'll remind you it's not a complete and accurate simulation, especially the way it represents it visually. The simulation itself under the hood is actually one of the more sophisticated ones. It's not quite out of the park level, but it's pretty damn good. I mean, I get frustrated over franchise hockey manager because I want a really good hockey simulation. I mean, I worked on Eastside Hockey Manager, but that game is now quite old. Even though Riz in his spare time still updates it from time to time, it's a very good hockey game. But the going one now is Franchise Hockey Manager, but it has so much randomization in it, and it's one of the things I put in my reviews. That it's just a randomizer, not a simulator. So, but FM in comparison is amazing, right? Complaining is worse. No, I haven't noticed that. Complaining what from players? You mean?
Okay. We got Camilo Camacho. He is Davenport's replacement.
You got yourself an awesome striker. I like it. Player complaining. So when you go on Steam, right on the store page of Football Manager, there's those tags on the right: simulation, sports strategy. There's a plus symbol. Okay. Hit that plus symbol and scroll down a little ways, or even just type in enter a tag. So what I like to do is I put in the tag babysitting simulator. Because yes, I feel the same way you do about players complaining, but it's been that way for years, and I've been doing that for years. So if you put in the tag babysitting simulator, join me, hashtag babysitting simulator, I guess. Put that in there, and if enough people do it, and this is one of the things I'm trying to use my streaming persona for, is get everybody to do that. If enough people do it, eventually they might get the message and do something about it. Help me send a message, because it's not like I can't just sit there in a meeting and mention it. I can, but people just shut that down. You know, if you want to know my truest number one biggest frustration with Football Manager, it is Miles. He should not be in charge of this game anymore. He wants to build his game his way, his rules. He does not care what anyone else wants. It's true. He doesn't. He doesn't give a shit. There was a time when the wish lists for Football Manager on the SI forums had an entire section. Okay, and you could go on there and request features and things. And once in a while, people would look at them. Now it's one thread, and no one reads it. Now the wish list for the Football Manager is one thread. In FM16 and 17, I and a few other people sat and made a list of the top most requested features people wanted to see in Football Manager. And we reviewed that list every single year. And up until FM21, of the top 10 most requested things people wanted to see in Football Manager, they had implemented exactly one feature, just one of those things. I mean,
Who
I don't.
also gets the extra clout? Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. I'm sorry.
How many leagues and players did you load into the journeyman save? What journeyman save? I'm not doing a journeyman save. I could help you figure out how to load things like that into a journeyman save, no problem. Anyway, I don't agree with everything on the wish list. Like, the top most requested thing in all of Football Manager is the ability to do something with the money you make. I don't care about that. I really don't. We had FIFA Manager years back that was made by EA Sports. In fact, if you want to play something really cool, the journey continues. I apologize, but I can help you with the journeyman save. Just give me some time. I have to address some other things here. So, God damn it, I lost where I was. Oh, right, FIFA Manager. Okay, so you can still get FIFA Manager 14. Do not pirate it. Whatever you do, that's completely illegal. That's not the way you should get FIFA Manager 14. It's totally on sale by EA, but the retail version is completely broken. So please, by any means necessary, do not, whatever you do, pirate FIFA Manager 14. And then, after you haven't done that, go ahead and go onto Google and put in FIFA Manager 14 fan patch, and you can get this season up to date for FIFA Manager 14. And it is actually a very, very good football sim. And give EA money? Yeah, no, you should absolutely give EA money, because pirating is bad and illegal, so do not pirate that game, okay? Don't pirate FIFA Manager 14. And then go get the fan patch and update it to this season and play it and experience it in a completely different Football Manager game, where you can spend your money. You can buy your own team. The team that you're managing, if you make enough money, you can just buy the team. Now you're the owner, and you can do other things as the owner. It's really cool. You can start as an owner if you want. You can buy planes and jets and houses, and you have a wife, and you can have children, and your children can come up through your football academy. You can put individual football academies all over the world. I started a football academy for 14-year-olds in France as one of my academies that's attached to my team, and I can look at the players as they're being brought up through it and decide what they're going to train on, and then I can graduate them to the next academy level and send them where I need to and educate them all the way up until they come to my team. It is a truly immersive football simulator as well. The match engine sucks shit, but everything else is great. Try it sometime if you really want to see something cool. But getting back to my original point, stuff like that we'll never see in this, because Miles feels like that's playing The Sims. Fine. I mean, I don't care if we ever do anything with our manager money in game. I really don't. That's just the number one most requested thing. There's a lot of requested things people want to see in this game, and they'll just never happen because he doesn't care to put them in there. And I feel like that's the kind of lead developer that needs to not be the lead anymore. So if I truly want to get into how I feel about my number one complaint about this game, is that he doesn't want to hear what anybody else wants in the game, and I get frustrated with that a lot. So there, I've had my little rant. Yeah, so my journeyman save. You want to know what to load up for a journeyman save? That really depends on where you want to kind of go. You're gonna don't do no badges. Never play with no badges. I mean, hell, even the guy down the street at my church group has a freaking entry level badge. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, people who do the no badges thing, that's just silly. Have the very first set of badges. Problem with FM is having no competition market wise. I kinda, sorta. I mean, in a way, but it doesn't mean that he doesn't have to listen to features that people want. He just doesn't listen. I don't think competition would change him. If you knew, if you knew Miles pretty well, if there was another game, he wouldn't give a fuck. He's still going to make this game the way he wants. You know, having a competitor wouldn't change the way he approaches this. If he had pressure from a direct game competitor who'd do his best, no, he wouldn't. He thinks he's doing his best to make the game better now. He does. Trust me, he wouldn't change his approach. I really don't think so. I really don't. No.
Spurs Liverpool job interview.
Hey,
Fuck Liverpool. Fuck Spurs.
that's hilarious. Hey, it's good to get
Well, fuck
recognized.
Spurs.
It's good to get recognized. You're not switching
And
teams.
no, I'm not. But I
Uh,
hate. Well, I don't want to say hate. I hate Spurs with a burning passion. They can all die in hell. That's besides the point. I don't like Liverpool because I like City.
I mean, hate's a little strong, but yeah, I get what you're saying. They're not
Oh
they're
no,
not going to be
no,
on your
no, no, no.
Christmas card list. We'll go with that.
If Spurs cease to exist, I might just throw a party.
I see.
Just saying.
All right.
Just saying.
My favorite team is
Fuck you,
Liverpool.
Andala.
Uh, but you know, I have a soft spot for Accrington because they're the top team that I do research for on this game. The biggest team. I do research for quite a few teams now. 7 this year, 8 last year, 9 the year before. Most of them are lower level teams. So yeah, research isn't my number one thing on here though. It's just what takes the most of my time. Tactics testing is my number one thing. But that one, Jacob, no, he doesn't work on this. No, he doesn't work on Football Manager. He worked for, well, he works for VAR, and up until this season, they worked for MLS. So he was working for MLS. Yeah. Oh, his team. Oh, his big team is Manchester City. He's a Rochdale fan. Yeah. Yeah. So he likes City and Rochdale. I think everybody has a big team, small team kind of thing.
Everybody outside of England.
Oh no, most English people I know have a.
I've been chastised for saying I like both teams.
If I have to
And then I
choose one, it's
chose to
Liverpool.
vote.
That's not really no contest there. It's just I have a soft spot for Accrington because, and I have this. I have a like for certain other teams that I've done work for as well. It's hard not to get to know some teams and then not like them. You know, that's just the way it is. But yeah, if I have to pick a favorite team, it's Liverpool. That's really not a competition.
Right, and Dallas snubs Liverpool. He's gonna force himself to stay at the club.
That plastic. This is how the season ended up. Rochdale survived. It was looking pretty shady there for a bit, if I'm honest. His end of season form is nothing. It was pretty awful. Look at this. Oh my god, it's gross. His end of season form was very scary. Luckily, the teams below him had equally as bad a run. Otherwise, he might have found himself. But yeah, he ended up comfortably 11 points into safety. So way to go, Jake. Yep, he made us sweat. He did. He did. He made us sweat. That's exactly what he did. So you got a goalkeeper who wants to be sold. That relegation battle, though, yeah, it was. It really was. Actually, it looks a little bit more wide open now than it was earlier on because the final day opened it up more. So goalkeeper wants to be sold. Why is he smashing it out when I have it to distribute to the other goal? Your goalkeeper wants to be sold. So a goalkeeper wanting to be sold shouldn't affect how he plays, unless he's like an absolute toddler. How is he reacting to wanting to be sold? I need more context. I liked Liverpool up until they won the league in 2020. The struggle was part of it. That was exciting. I mean, Europeans are hilarious for their sports, the way that their fandom works. I'm not saying a lot of North Americans are better in some ways, but Europeans are just a special lot, especially the British. The British hate the people from the next town over, just because they're from the next town over. Hate, not just dislike, but hate. Like seriously, it's like they're all inbred over there. It's like, oh, okay, that's probably not true, but I understand you hate them. Uh, but yeah, it's like to me, I'm a sports fan first. Like if I consider the context of football, I'm a football fan first and a Liverpool fan second. Like I want to see a good, exciting game. I don't hate anybody. I like rivalries. I think rivalries are great. Rivalries are fun and fantastic and exciting, and I like to watch them. And
You
Mhm.
take a look at the player with just the two player. Oh,
You
hold
guys
on.
take a look at the player you just signed. Okay,
Yeah.
what'd you just get? Transfer history in Camacho. I see Camacho.
Yes. Yes. Relegation release clause. That's fine. We're not gonna get relegated. You want a one contract? That's fine. Start negotiations. Are you?
Yeah, he's really, really good. Sorry. Yeah, no, that's a hell of a nice striker. I hope he scores a lot of goals for you. Good Davenport replacement.
Thank you. Squad. Let's see if this helps. Fuck you. Relegation release clause.
He's played like a. Okay, I'm not going to say that out loud, but that's funny.
What in chat?
Yeah, I'm surprised that didn't get bleeped out.
I don't see it. Can you copy it and send it to me?
He's playing like a handicapped person, but that's not the word that he put. And I'm ready to
Oh,
sell him. It's an
sure.
Aussie saying. Well, it used to be a saying here, but it's inappropriate language now. Things evolve and develop. I know. Don't worry. It's we've had funny conversations about that particular word in the past as well. uh, I just avoid it because I don't want to piss anybody off. It's really not in my nature.
No. Wage rise, mister.
So he's just playing stupidly, and you want to sell him because of it. If he's not following instructions, I guess. I mean, you're in my Discord. Do you know how to take a screenshot on the game? I can help you if you don't, and I can tell you exactly how to do stuff so you can show it to me at any time, and I can try to help. We need to figure out how to spread the brand in Oz. West Coast is hopeless. spread, spread the brand, eh? I was in good form. I won 3 of the 4 games beforehand, drawing to City and beating Chelsea, Brighton, and Norwich. Then I lose 4-0 to Arsenal. Let me guess. Away game? Still, those are good wins beforehand. If I had looked at my schedule and I had Chelsea, Brighton, Norwich, and Arsenal, and I thought somebody said, you're going to win 3 out of 4, I'd take it. Almost every time.
Okay,
3 of the
that's
games were no. I mean the one you lost. The one that you lost was it an away game? Oh yeah, I was supposed to go and buy. Yes, away. Yeah, I could have guessed that. That's typically how it happens. Away games, because the home team gets a pretty big boost of confidence and favoritism. Most of my losses are away. Let's go figure. It's true of real life as well most of the time. Not always, but most of the time. Okay, affiliate. That's what I'm looking for. Good lord, I'm getting myself nice and distracted today. Lingby. Morton Jensen, I believe, is who I want to go for. Was it him? Yeah, I figured your tactics. They adjusted to something, but definitely not that. No, they might have saw that you were doing well though, and sat back a little bit more, or hard to say, or counterattacked, or I I wouldn't know without seeing it. That's why it's nice to have a really good tactic, but it's better to have three. So that way you can change things up. You're actually fuming? Oh, I get that. No, I get it. I Losing isn't fun. Nobody likes it. But you got to try to move on, get to the next match, win the next one. That's what you got to do. Be positive, win the next one.
You have a $37,000 release clause. Oh, that was with the loan contract. Okay.
Yeah, losing 3-0 away from home. Not fun. Look at my matches up there. I just lost 3-0 away from home to Liverpool. Motherfuckers. Not too fond of that, but competitiveness, I understand. Like I used to get pretty mad when I lost too. I've actually literally read stories about people who like punch their computer screen and break it because they get mad at FM, and I'm just like, wow. I'm glad I've never gotten that bad. Like I've gotten pretty fuming over this game, but what happened eventually is I just thought to myself, you know what?
Oh, well,
I'm
it's
not
okay.
going to do it. I'm just going to move on. I'm going to save it, and I'm going to go to the next match. Next match. That's it. I don't think you would do that. That's good. I'm glad. I'm hoping you wouldn't. But I've read stories like that. That's crazy. It's like you just broke your computer because you lost a match in FM. I'm like, that's a pretty reasonable response, huh? Was it worth it? Fuck no. But if you got those kind of anger issues, it's something you might want to address. Learn how to meditate a little, take the good with the bad, that kind of shit. I don't know. Figure something out in your brain and just adjust. I still get mad at losing. I do. But the best thing I can do is just get through the game, save it, and go to the next one. That's what I do. On to the next match. You have two tactics. One's an all out press, and the other one's hold the ball up in the field. Okay. That's cool. Yeah. Two or I have two or three. And if things are going bad, I can swap it up and feel pretty confident. Yeah, though I haven't been because I've been chatting. Too much talking. That game with Liverpool when I was down 2-0, I probably should have switched tactics, but I didn't. I just
He's
let
also
it ride.
do not make a bid for him.
It's also a game that didn't matter. So
Did he get Craig Laycock?
City got them. Oh, he got sold, eh? Did you go after him? Oh, damn.
No.
Oh, okay. I'm not surprised he moved to a bigger club. Too good for the one he was on. Holy crap, baby kitty, you look so comfortable. That is ridiculous. I guess you like your new bed. I'm so glad he likes that. All right, so let's see. Camacho, yeah, that was a good grab. And he still looks like he has room to develop too. So
Oh, I'm not done.
I didn't say you were done. That's just an exciting first signing. I need a
One more
central
speed trap
midfielder.
heroes.
What do I want to do about my central midfield issue? Oh, right. I decided nothing because I already have a couple of guys coming in. I already addressed this issue. I signed two French players who are coming later. Plus, I have a guy out on loan right now. Okay, yeah, I have enough. I don't need to buy anybody. I have 65 million and nothing to spend it on. First world problems.
Watford, 40 million. Oh, I forgot to do future fee. Whatever.
Uh huh.
It's gonna accept it. It's 40 million up front.
When I'm ready to
75.
see what I talked about with training, I have a bad memory. I've already forgotten what we were talking about with training. Plus, I don't have any games scheduled yet, so I don't think I can do any. Are you talking about coaches? I apologize. I have a bad memory. You get to know that about me.
Some sort of first game of the season.
Are we talking about coaches or? Oh, there. I got the replacement goalkeeping coach. That's exciting, actually. I lost a very good goalkeeping coach, but I signed a very good goalkeeping coach, so I think I'm okay now. I had to pay 325K in compensation for this guy though. Whatever helps you with injuries and development. Well, I thought we went through all the training stuff that would help you with that. Thought we did. Hard to know. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to give you one step at a time most of the time, and also pay attention to my own game at the same time. It's a fun balance, let me tell you. But yeah, I can try to give you more pointers. So the training, yeah, rest in between games, that kind of stuff. Don't be afraid to add rest and recovery days if you're playing a lot of games. Oh no, this isn't my Premier League champions. That was my Lingby team. This is Accrington. We have only just won our first. We're going to go into our first Champions League for the next season. Yeah, no, this isn't my Premier. This isn't my Champions League winning team yet. That was my Lingby team. I know, two different saves. When Jacob is here, and he is, it's this one with Oh, yeah. Okay, no worries, no worries, no worries. I can show you as best as I can from here again. So let's say we. I'll go back
Sorry.
and that's okay. That I hit continue. That's on me. It's still here. So let's say we have a game here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put in match practice. Okay, so that you can see it more clearly. And we have a game here because this is usual, right? I can only have match practice once in a week. Fine, match tactics. Although that's already on here.
Want another-
What's something that'll stand out really, really well? Brown ones, because I don't use these. Okay, here's your games. When you look up here, you're going to see those games appear. This Wednesday game will be here. Sunday game right here. The days in between is this. So I play my Wednesday match like you would play a normal game. As soon as your game is done, you got your news like, okay, game's over. That's great. Do not advance. Go here, select all of the players you want to rest. Count the number of days between your game and the next. 1, 2, 3. Rest 3 days. Okay, so I put them all in 3 days rest. So that means for these next 3 days between these games, they're not going to train at all. They will do nothing. They will be wrapped in bubble wrap, cozy in their beds, snug as can be, and they will not get injured during that period of time.
E7.
Hopefully that helped. Anyway, I gotta go fix my training now.
So we just got Borzorn Brunover
That's a
from United.
that's a big word.
Uh,
That makes more sense. Okay, I'm glad. Yeah, being able to show you step by step when there's matches, I'll do it again. We'll do it as many times as we need. I want it to make good sense. Borsjön Brennever. I think I remember seeing him. Oh yeah, this guy, the Norwegian guy. Oh damn. He's only 19? Get the fuck out of
yeah,
here.
and he doesn't count against the foreign players under
No, because
21.
you bought him domestically.
Yeah,
Oh my god. Look at this guy. So he's a playmaker from the back, looks for pass rather than attempting to score, knocks the ball past the opponent. So yeah, that's a great
playing the
deal being
BWN
first touch.
rules.
What's his first touch of 16? His passing's 13. He could use a little bit of a boost on that, but he's only 19. Holy shit. Yeah, I mean my coaches gave him an A minus, so hell of a grab as usual. With subs, you can. I don't usually bother with subs. It depends on how old they are, how tired they are. So let's do this one. Go to the training screen right here.
Can I ask a question?
Uh-huh.
Can we do this on the 29th? Because I want to make another transfer on the 29th.
Let's go.
because I can't make the bid until he turns 22.
Let's go.
That's why. Rochdale set record transfer fee for a
Did you? Nice.
interesting.
That is interesting. Yeah.
Because you'd think it'd be like Holland or something, but I don't know how much he left Dortmund for City.
Watford have bid 35 million on Joel Ndala. My scouting update came in and they're just like, this guy's for sale and people are bidding on him. I'm like, yeah, I'm aware. Their manager's telling me about it. I don't know what I would do with him. I wouldn't use him, so I don't know why they're telling me. Unhappy about failing to win the Champions League. You don't say.
You can't win something you're not in.
No. Liverpool. Joaquin Pizzotti is actually
Oh,
unhappy that the Liverpool didn't win the Champions League, and he is upset and wants to leave. His value is 191 million to 210 million.
I don't have that kind of money.
I sure don't. But I could spread it out. He's wanted by PSG. This should be a surprise to nobody. Okay. I have this much
Caesar. Caesar.
installments, that much. Unacceptable. Okay. Does he have a release clause? No, of course he
Can
doesn't.
you remember just how much he left my team for?
I could just look.
Yeah.
He left your team for 10.25 million
Yeah.
to Real Madrid. Liverpool bought him for 55 million from Real Madrid.
Oh,
And now
I
he's
do
worth
love it.
210 million.
Yeah, he was in Denmark for a while, and we could have kept him, but my board decided that 10 million was good enough. Oh,
Anyway, I hit continue for you. Yeah, I'm making a
oh, I'm sorry. I'm
ridiculous
sorry.
no, I'm making a
Ridiculous.
ridiculous outlandish bid on Joaquin Pizzotti. I
Go ahead. You might as well.
I don't think I'm gonna get him. I think I'm being foolhardy here. Hell of an upgrade on Stamenkovic. Not that Stamenkovic is bad, he's quite good too. Reached knockout round, reach round of 16. Oh yeah, I'll reach the round of 16. Premier League, top half finish or qualify for Europe league through the okay. Where is win the league as an option? Come on, you guys. Seriously, no ambition. Although they're going to raise my transfer budget a whole bunch if I pick that. So, yay.
Can you tell me what my youth facilities is at when you get a second?
Yeah. Board would like to discuss potential affiliations. Oh, be beneficial to seek an arrangement with an interested party that would value your input. What kind of affiliation are we looking for? Looking for a suitable affiliate club. If there's a particular setup you would believe would, yeah. I would like to find one that could get us more youth academy prospects. I get to pick what type as well. Affiliate with a suitable club will allow us to. Yes, youth academy. Oh man, that's great. Search for affiliate club. I'm going to
Let's
go
see
to
what my youth facilities are.
Rochdale. I'm at it.
Thank
So
you.
14 training facilities, 16 youth facility, 20 academy, and 20 youth recruitment. So you need better
Okay,
youth
thank you.
facilities and you need better training facilities yet. Everything else looks pretty damn good. Where mine at? 2017. Yeah, my youth facilities are only 17, but I haven't been able to ask for that in quite some time. Still can't. Yep. It is what it is. 29th is what we're trying to get to.
Watch selection rules. We don't care.
Ah, look.
Actually, we do.
I actually get to do this. Okay, so here's a match that's been dropped into my schedule. I hope that Mini Fair is there because I finally get to do some of this stuff. So all of my training was already decided for the preseason without friendlies having been done. And as we see here, so now I'm just going to go back to the recommended one and click it. See how it changed things? They added a recovery. They switched this to something less intense. That's one of the ways you're going to change it. Anytime it gets dropped in there, you can click it a couple of times if you want. Sometimes it's necessary to do. But yeah, that's all you have to do. Just click that every time you see this screen. And sometimes there'll be more than one. Do them all. And then when we get to games, the resting them in between part gets a little easier too.
Wait. Oh, okay, that's the one. You're still 21.
Oh, here's my fixtures. Yay, fixtures are good. Got some friendly proposals. I'll just accept them all because I don't worry about that.
Off is 120. Who
I
did we
play
want?
Rochdale, 7th game of the season. Nice. So we open against Middlesbrough, Crystal Palace, United, Tottenham, Everton, Newcastle. That's a mixed bag. Not too bad. Oh, Sunderland came up, did they? I play the
Yeah,
FA Community Shield against West Ham.
Sunderland, Brentford, and was it Burnley that came up? I think.
Oh, Burnley? Okay.
I think
I play West Ham for the Community Shield. That's hilarious to me.
that's a weird one.
It is. Oh, these ones are always funny when this happens. It just says match, but there is a match there. I don't know why. Sometimes you get this error when it just says match, but whatever. Anyway, we're going to redo all of these. I'm going to click on exactly what they want, just like that. And it added recovery and it changed this to something less intense. And now it added a match in here too. See, it dropped one right in the middle. And look at all the stuff surrounding that. If I was to play this match without changing this, my players would die. So if I click it again, it's going to make that way less intense. Oh, and again right here, although I already did it. But yeah, so changing your training when you see these, all you got to do is go on and click what they already recommend. That's all you have to do. That's the minimum to reduce injuries considerably.
Sign your contract, please. You don't want to stay at Villa anymore.
Nobody wants to be at Villa. Not when they could go play for Rochdale. Wait a minute. That doesn't sound right. Although that's good. I hope that you get whoever you're after.
Hannibal. Hannibal, is that how you say his name?
Hannibal? Probably. Don't know. My bid for Pizzotti was rejected. Well, no doubt. But now I have a higher amount I can offer. So, hey, my bid was accepted. Am I about to spend 210 million? Yep. 85 up front or 75 up front, I guess. I didn't need to upgrade my striker this season, and I'm getting a guy 4 years older, but he is way better developed and, well, just a better overall player, I think. Oh, why do I do this? I'm like, he's also shorter. Why do I want a shorter striker? He's 5'11". He's only got 13 jumping and 13 heading. Sorry, now that they accepted my bid, which I didn't think that they would, eh? But now I'm actually questioning my sanity. I mean, just overall, he's just a better player than what I have. He's just great.
Jesus Christ, what do you need?
I don't know. An upgrade's an upgrade. Let's go see what he wants per week. Star player. That's not a surprise. 350,000 per week. I do not think I'm going to be able to sign this guy. I can go down to 250,000 per week, but that would make him probably make as much per week as my
Hey, can you
entire
not
starting 11.
adjust the budget right now?
Adjusting I can afford to give him 250,000 a week. I can. I just don't think I want to. That means he will make more than the remainder of my starting 11 alone. Match highest earner
What do you want?
clause. There's a bunch. I think he's going to reject it. I don't want to pay him 350 a week, 350,000 a week. I put it in as 250, and even that I don't want to do. No, I'm walking away from this. I'm not
Okay.
blowing up my budget for one player. Sorry. That was fun. I got that bid accepted. But damn, I can't blow up my budget for a single player. That would just be foolish.
Oh. Oh. Let's get another starting for you.
If I blow my budget on a player, it should be somebody who isn't going to sink my wage budget. Like Sean Walker, somebody like that. He'd be a good investment.
All right, so
Why do you need 5 days off for food poisoning? Have you ever had food poisoning? If you get it bad enough, that makes sense. It's
all
not
right,
just
so
it's not just overcoming the nausea, it's also getting your strength back after.
transfers.
But that's funny. I like that. You're right. In most cases, they probably don't need that much. It takes one
So
day?
this
I don't know about that. I mean, you didn't get severe food poisoning then. Lucky you. You got Hannibal?
uh,
Sorry, I gotta go see him. Hannibal. Oh, what? That's a good player.
thank you.
Yeah, no, you don't gotta thank me. That's an Abreu replacement right there. Almost like for like, actually. No, Hannibal's actually slightly better. Not by a lot, mind, but plus Abreu has still the higher upside. But yeah, no. If you're replacing Abreu, that there it is, right?
Yeah. Actually, yeah.
Like I don't know if you're trying to hang on to Abreu in addition to, because that would be. Oh no, you have him for another year.
Oh, I did?
You do. You have Abreu till
Oh,
2033.
word. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay!
So now I have to let Endala go so I can get my last transfer in.
It's going to pretend to be winter down here, and I'm not all about it. Viva El Nino. Plastic, dude. It's minus 33 with the wind chill right now. Where I'm at, it's going to be minus 40 on Friday. I mean, yeah, I'm in northern Canada, so it's people are like, "Isn't that normal?" It's like, no, it's not normal. It happens, but it doesn't mean I like it. You know, people are like, you're in Canada, you should be used to it. It's like, yeah, I'm used to hangovers too, but it doesn't stop me from bitching about them. You know what I mean? I'm not used to hangovers at all. I used to say that back when I did drink, though.
Raid.
That's random raid. I got so soft when I moved to the coast. I get it. No, I do. It's just cold weather is. I prefer cold weather to too hot weather though, because warming up is so much easier than cooling down. But yeah. Anyway, I have to do a shout out here because we have a new raid.
Who was it? Hello.
First goal series. Definitely, I don't know that they've been around before. I don't believe so. First time chatter. No, there we go. It wasn't just my bad memory. They were playing Football Manager. Go figure. Never would have expected that. Hello to you as well. How was your game? What are you playing as? What's going on with you? I mean, I know you're raiding because you want to get the hell off of here. But if you don't mind, just tell me about what you're doing. And you followed. Well, now I got to follow you back. I mean, that's just a courtesy right there. Back to
So,
talking about Premier League aims. Um,
you ready for this? My transfer budget is now 0.
I think your transfer budget's now 0. You spent it all.
Hmm.
What's wrong with that? You got 3 very good players.
I'm also minus 186,000 per week.
Hmm. Well,
So,
somebody's going to get
yeah.
sold. Doing a typical road to glory. Road to glories aren't always typical. There's not only so many different kinds of saves to be had, but playing as Monza AC.
Monza's in Italy.
That,
They start in the second division,
yeah,
I
so there we
think.
go. I believe that's right. Yeah, that sounds right. I mean, we'll know hopefully momentarily, but yep, starting with a lower team, get them to the top, take over Europe, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I suppose that's a typical save, but those are good ones. I don't mind typical. I'm going to be doing something similar with my next solo one. The next one, of
Uh,
course. Still doing the alternate reality Build a Nation Denmark, which is an alternate reality game because Jacob and I were playing it together. Then we left those teams for these teams, but I still have that save for before we left, and I control all the teams now by myself. But that's only for when he's not around. When he's here, we're now doing our tiny teams that we took to the Premier League and are very, very happy with that. This is also a save that originated with FM23.
we have Davenport. We have Davenport for another year. We have. Oh, we don't have Toth.
You have Davenport for another. I mean, you could end his loan, but why would you? Free player.
I can't terminate his loan. I
Oh, you
If
can't.
it's gonna be a backup player. No, I usually
Whatever.
take those out.
That's a good rotation option to have.
Yeah,
I
he
didn't
could
realize you
finally
had him for a whole other year. You do that though. You
well,
loan guys for 2 years at a time.
obviously neither did I, otherwise I would striker, but we got someone better.
I think that it's funny though that you were trying to replace those guys, and now you realize you're going to have a couple of them still. Like I think your midfield just kind of got devastating, didn't it?
So according to my assistant manager, my best 11, we're not putting Quinones in goal. He can die in a hole.
Yeah,
Okay.
Amador is your new goalkeeper. Yeah.
Amador is my starting goalkeeper. Papetti, Papetti is my right back. Sinclair is going to be leaving. He's going to get replaced by Dragoon. Rodrigo's going to be on the left center back. Then we have Rodrigo. In the middle, we have Hannibal and Abreu, the attacking midfielder from right to left. Toth is going to leave.
Did you
Uh,
try to extend your loan for Toth?
it's a good idea, actually.
Couldn't hurt.
I don't think it'll let me, though,
Yeah, no, I understand.
because their squad must have no more than 2 domestic long-term based loans, and I only have 3.
Oh,
So,
gotcha. All right, I understand now. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough.
all right. So it's going to be
Mats
Andala.
Zuccarello of the Minnesota Wild is in contention for Hockey Guy Moment of the Year after he reportedly played 2 periods, overtime, and scored a shootout winner, all with a broken arm last night against Vancouver. It's 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 a Bobby Bond moment. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you know what I mean by that. Bobby Bond scored a game-winning goal in the Stanley Cup final for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and I believe it was 67 on a broken leg. They gave him a cortisol shot so he couldn't feel it, and he went out and scored the game-winning goal for the Stanley Cup. So yeah, one of those moments. But broken arm, eh? Probably the same thing. They gave him a cortisol shot. He didn't feel it. He went out. They didn't know it was broken. I'm sure they didn't know it was broken, or they wouldn't have
Did
sent
they
him out.
lose that game?
Scores with a broken arm. That's great. So Some old
Big
school things?
sports.
Well, yeah, I know hockey really well. I used to have books and books. Like I could probably, one point, I filled a really large bookshelf with nothing but hockey books when I was young. That's all I ever cared about was hockey this and hockey that. And I watched other sports as well. I was still into, European football at that point, but not as much. So, I mean, I grew up playing hockey. I was a goalie for 35 years. Jesus, that sinks in when you say it out loud.
Transfer. That sucks. But we have.
Remove him as my top target. I forgot he was still my top target. Comeback of the year you've had. Ooh, that's exciting.
Go here. Hannibal. Wild Pops. Davenport.
How do you save the match? What do you mean save the match? You just save the game up here. If you wanted to like show it, I asked you earlier. Do you know how to take a screenshot and post it? If you don't know, I can tell you. It's really easy. Not a clue. No problem. So put it on something you want to see. In this instance, I think you want to show your match, right? So we're going to go to the schedule. You can find the match that you just played. I'll get in here where there's a match. And then you click on the score, okay? And it will show this. So once you get to this point, and it's showing the match you would like to show somebody, the default for Steam to take a screenshot is F12. So you just press F12 and it will take a screenshot. All right. Then you open Steam in your library and you look at Football Manager 24. And you will see at the top, post game summary, it'll show a screenshot. Okay. Following me so far? Make sure I'm not going too fast. Well, whatever you want to take a screenshot of. It could be this. It could be anything you want. Whatever's on the screen is what it'll take a screenshot of. So yeah, you can just click on a score here, and it'll take you to a game like this. Okay, and once you've taken a screenshot, you look at FM24 in your library on Steam, and at the top there should be a screenshot in a box. Do you see that? Good. Click on the screenshot itself. All right. And a big box, it's a screenshot manager is going to show up. Don't worry about doing anything there. At the very, very top, you see a tiny little box with a folder. Okay. Click that. It says show on disk. That's going to open up a folder. Inside of that will be your screenshot. Okay. Cool. Now you go over to my Discord and you click on Football Manager under Game Channels. Okay. Take that screenshot, click and drag it over top of the screen for Football Manager and just hit enter. You got it worked out there? Have I don't see it yet. Hopefully it'll pop up soon. I gotta get out of here. Oh, good. You're not waiting on me. Very nice.
Uh,
Well, I'm just glad you're not waiting on me.
can I hit continue, or do you want me to wait?
Oh, you go ahead, man. Go ahead. 1 second. No rush. No rush at all. You take your time. If you need me to start again or explain it again, don't worry about it. I can do that.
Oh, Loney's ending.
Yeah, I know you wanted to keep Toth. That guy's good. I'm so I'm like, I didn't spend all my money on that striker. Maybe I should go after him. So let's see really